Tonight's program is rated R. Parental discretion is advised.
Fucking goat outside.
It's just a goat.
No. It's a fucking goat.
Booker. Davis. LeBron James open for three. Talk about the moment. Capturing it. A lot of post screens. James late in the clock. LeBron James bodying inside. He scores. He's a man. Goodness, does he take over? You have a right to do that. The Kings flex.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT! That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Welcome to Goat James Kingdom. Welcome. I am Ajani the Exposer, and y'all have not been exposed by the Exposer. I appreciate it. And enjoy. I am called Ajani the Exposer. You guys are being exposed today.
Your opinion, I guess.
Move on from it. It was the 90s. That's it, bro. Move on from that. You don't know history. You don't know basketball. You just told me I'm stupid. But look how stupid you look because you don't know basketball. You don't know history. You don't know GMing. You don't know schematics. You don't know coaching. You don't know scouting. You don't know drafting. You don't know nothing but that Michael Jordan's great because the media said do that. So told you to say that. I know that is recorded, and you are officially being exposed by the Exposer, and you're going to sit there like a man and take this just like Buddy did 2 weeks ago.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Hey, get your numbers up. I had to get my numbers up.
Peace and blessings, y'all. Welcome to another Friday night exposure with the Exposer. I'm your host, Ajani the Exposer. This is the GOAT James Kingdom channel. Y'all go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, become a member of the channel. We're also multi-streaming straight off of the FYF Sports Debate channel as well. So you go ahead and hit that like button and hit that subscribe button if you're watching me from that channel as well. Y'all can also check out the membership on both channels. As you know, we do it best here, but nobody's like us here. This is the GOAT James Kingdom platform. I'm Ajani the Exposer. I come to show you guys why LeBron James is the greatest player to ever play the game of basketball and why the Zesty Jeffreys, they can't help themselves. They want to hate on the USA team now all of a sudden. Now they want the USA team to lose because GOAT James is out here doing miracle things. So y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, like I said, because this is a collaboration between the GOAT James Kingdom and FYF platform. We are doing big things. I see y'all in the comments. Shout out to everybody. I see what we doing tonight. It's another Friday night exposure. I'm about to expose these Zesty Jeffreys for just being haters. They're just random haters for no reason. But the truth of the factor is, you Zesty Jeffreys, use a fuck nigga. That's just what it's all about. They are just straight haters. They're fuck niggas. They don't have no life. They're criminals. They're deadbeat fathers. They do not understand basketball. They won't break the game of basketball down for nobody. But all they want to do is hate on LeBron James all day long. Why is that? Why do you want to hate on LeBron James? Why are you hating on LeBron James? What is your issue with LeBron James that you can't even enjoy the USA team winning? What's your issue, bro? Please tell us. The Zesty Jeffreys have an issue. They are in a true dilemma as we speak because they know the fact is LeBron James is about to get his third gold medal, which will be more than Michael Jordan, more than Kobe Bryant, and they don't like it. So all they do is hate and talk bad about LeBron James. And we know that they do that because here is their newfound spokesman, national spokesman, who's going to let you know how much they hate what LeBron James is going to be doing this summer.
USA men's basketball team, right? And the players all voted. Is that right, Rob G? They voted the best player is LeBron James. Sean King, I'm here to tell you right now that if LeBron James is the best player on Team USA, you can forget about a gold medal. LeBron James, if he's your best player, there's something wrong. That's the guy who's the best player on Team USA. I'm going to pull for Team Sweden.
I'll
out.
say this. Rob,
on USA, I'm out.
The first thing I thought was, okay, Bron took the USA select team to dinner and he paid the tab. Like, it had to be something because just from a mindset standpoint, like, what is wrong with these young guys? Like, this bothers me. This bothers me to no end.
You see that? That's a stupid bitch.
I mean, it's blatant. It's direct in your face. This is. There ain't nothing hiding behind this. There's nothing cryptic when it comes to them hating on Go James. The man said he would rather vote for Sweden. Now, I already knew Rob Parker was a snow bunny hopper, but when he said he was going to vote for Sweden or root for Sweden, like, you didn't even want to root for the African team. You wanted to root for a European team, some team that we know that even. I don't even think Sweden even have a basketball team. But that's how bad they're hating on GOAT James, because they are not real basketball fans. They were never real fans of the game. They can't break down the game for any of us. They don't do a good job. That's why TNT is gone. Bye-bye, TNT, because you never gave us the game the way we were supposed to understand it. And that's the problem with these Zesty Jeffreys. They only could talk in narrative base. So why are you mad when the coaching staff and the players voted LeBron James as the best player on the team, when the head coach of the USA team was talking like this? He couldn't believe what he saw in practice when LeBron James showed up to practice and what LeBron James was doing just in practice. They're not, hey, Johnny, you talking practice? Yeah, we talking practice. He was blown away. This man has been around championship level franchises almost his whole career. He's been around basically some of the top greatest players to ever play the game in practice on a day-to-day basis. He got a chance to watch LeBron James at 39 years old, year 21, blew his mind. Had to even ask the coach. But was it like this when you were coaching him? Lou told him every day. Every day. Hey, Spo, what about back then when you were coaching him 10 years ago? Every day, every drill, every walkthrough. LeBron James hustled, played, did his thing. This is what the Zesty Jeffreys don't like. They can't talk the game of basketball. They can't talk it. So they got to create narratives. They just got to say, oh, I don't like this. This is how I feel. This is important to me. If it's important to you, then you should be rooting for the USA team to win. But instead, this is you. And that was just the beginning, because this whole summer has been bad for all the Zesty Jeffreys. It's been bad for all the Zesty Jeffreys. Because we have LeBron James coming to the Olympics, and the first thing you get is the coaching staff talking about how great LeBron James is. Then if we really want to take it to another level, the other two players who are considered the two other players that most people have as ranked as the highest players on that team also talked about LeBron James unbelievably. Because these are real basketball people. These are real basketball fans. They see it. Their eye test is telling us everything we need to know about LeBron James. Kevin Durant says, the more I'm around him as a teammate, you can see why he's considered the best player to ever play. That means he can see why he's the GOAT. You can see why he's the GOAT. That's what KD said just by being his teammate. Y'all say people don't want to play with LeBron. Stephen Curry couldn't wait to play with LeBron James. Playing with LeBron James is exactly how I imagined it. He understands the game at such a high level. He's an all-time great. These are what the legends are telling you about LeBron James. Just being beside him, watching him play. These are all the facts. They wanted to see LeBron James play. This is why the Zesty Jeffreys are mad. And this is why you's a fuck nigga. Because you legitimately want the USA team to lose. You would rather see the USA team lose than to see LeBron James get another gold medal. You know what that gold medal means. You don't want LeBron James fans like myself to have any leverage over you. None at all. So what do? You root for LeBron James to lose. Cuz use a fuck nigga. It's just that simple. You don't know how to break the game down. So, like I always tell people, what we do here in GOAT James Kingdom is we break the game down. I'm going to give to you guys the formula for what the USA team needs to do to bring home the gold. Because no matter what anybody says, this team is good enough to win the Olympics. They are good enough to win the Olympics. This is a very dynamic team. You got some studs over here that can really help you win. But it's going to be predicated on how you do it. Because again, there's a lot of talk about the USA team is not a real team. They don't have the chemistry, the camaraderie of all these other national teams. And a part of that is true. But another thing those other international teams don't have is that they don't have competition with one another. Joker is not playing against his teammates over there in Serbia on a year-to-year basis. He's not doing that. LeBron James has to face Kevin Durant this upcoming season. Devin Booker this upcoming season. Shout out to OT Takes. Thank you for becoming a member of the channel. All right. We see what we do here in GOAT James Kingdom. Thank you for becoming a member of the channel because we do big things here. Y'all make sure to check out all the perks when you become a member of the channel. So here it is, right? You have all these players who are going to be playing against each other just in the next few months. And then you also have the coaching staff who's also going to be playing against each other. So how much of these guys are really giving it their all to win a national award or an accolade like a gold medal, right? Compared to these other teams who are playing, and everybody knows their role. All these guys are top guys on their team. Some of these guys are not used to playing the fourth or fifth role and just doing certain things. So it is a little bit different for them. So that's the dynamic that this team has. But that doesn't mean they can't lose. I mean, they can't win. That doesn't mean they're going to automatically lose. I know y'all all automatically was talking crap because of what they did against Sudan and how they struggled against Germany. But again, you guys don't know the game of basketball. I have yet to see any one of you Zesty Jeffreys break the game down so we can understand what the USA team needs to do to win. So that's what I'm going to do for y'all tonight because that's what I do best. And it starts this Sunday, right? At 11:15 a.m., USA at Serbia in Paris. So we're going to have a great matchup right there. Nobody want to talk about how the Joker, who's considered the best player in the NBA, got blown out in the friendly versus USA. Nobody wants to talk about that. But what I'm going to talk about is what the USA needs to do to win. Because as you can see here, we have a lot of dynamic players who can do a lot of things. But the key thing is how are you going to get everybody their shots? How are you going to get everybody their rhythm? Because that's very important for these guys. These guys are all guys that are used to getting a lot of shots. They're volume shooters. So you have to have a good ball facilitator. And that's very, very important. And y'all know how I feel about ball facilitation. Here we go with my starting five. This should be the starting five for the USA team right here. You should have Halliburton in the starting five. Now, mind you, your starting five does not mean you're going to have these guys are going to be playing the most minutes. These are just guys you're going to use to start the game off. This is your best five to start the game off, to get your team going. And you should have Halliburton on the court because he's your best ball facilitator. He's your best point guard on the team outside of GOAT James. And he doesn't demand a lot of shots. He doesn't command a lot of shots. So what he will do is help people like Stephen Curry, LeBron James, Tatum, whoever's on the floor, get their shots because he's going to facilitate and everybody's going to find a good rhythm. So I believe Halliburton should be getting more minutes. Stephen Curry, I wouldn't start Stephen Curry, but since Kerr is the actual coach of the team, I don't see him putting Curry on the bench. Yeah, I'm not counting KD until I see him play. As of right now, KD is obsolete. I'm not counting KD as of yet. He hasn't played. See, if you go with this lineup here, who's going to get the ball? Who's going to be your ball facilitator? Because we know the Zesty Jeffreys don't want LeBron to have the ball. So you're going to make LeBron James your point guard? That's why the USA team loses. You can't just take a bunch of stars and just throw them on the court and say make it happen. Everybody has to have their roles. Everybody has to understand what they got to do. So if you put in Tyrese Halliburton, Ty will definitely get things going for all of these guys. They will all get into rhythm very early in the game, which is important because if you get onto an early lead as a USA team, you should be good to go. Then if you really want to go to it, this should be the bench. This should be the second unit. And again, you have Drew Holiday, who is not as great as a ball facilitator as Halliburton, but is a decent ball facilitator and doesn't command a lot of shots, will also be able to get these guys and anybody else he's on the floor with their shots. And then when you have a Bam Adebayo, like in addition with LeBron James on the other side, like on the starting team, what you have is two ball facilitators that can move the ball, that don't command a lot of shots. That way, guys like Anthony Edwards, Anthony Davis, Booker, Stephen Curry, Jason Tatum, they can just shoot. They can just play their game. They can rebound. They can do what they do best. Well, what is the issue then, Get Down? You a Zesty Jeffrey, if I'm correct. You tell us what's the problem. Why do they struggle? Why do they have moments where it seems like they're not getting into their sets? Shout out to you, Twin Man. Peace, brother. Again, most of these guys are not going to be playing 30 minutes, 25 minutes. They're going to be playing anywhere between 15 to 20 minutes in a game. I believe they play 10 minutes a quarter in the Olympics. If I'm correct, I may be wrong. But either way, these guys are not getting that much time. I agree with you. I would give Anthony Davis more time than Embiid. But if Embiid's going to start, because, again, it is a lot of politics in this. There's a lot of politics in this, right? What I have, though, is what I always tell people is your closing lineup. These are the guys that should be on the floor to close out the game for the USA team in the fourth quarter. The closing lineup is the guys that you bring in the clutch time, which is the last 5 minutes of a game. So these five guys, as you can see, I got Anthony Davis on the floor because he's been playing very well for them. So this should be the closing lineup for the USA team. And they should have no problem doing what they need to do because, again, the ball should be in LeBron James's hand at the end of the game, as we've seen countless times. It's perfect for the GOAT to have the ball at the end of the game and late game situations. He'll find Stephen Curry, who's going to create space. You have the great slasher and Anthony Edwards. You have Anthony Davis, who can set screens, who can hit the pop a shot from the perimeter. You also got Jason Tatum, who's very versatile, who can get the ball from the perimeter and actually get and dribble to the rim, just like Anthony Edwards can. So this should be the closing lineup. Now, mind you, if KD is in the rotation, right? Because y'all keep saying KD. I haven't seen KD play yet, so I can't say he plays. I don't know if that's how it works. He hasn't played, so I haven't counted for KD. But if you are going to count for KD, KD can definitely come in for Jason Tatum in this situation. Or you can take him out for Anthony Edwards, right? But that would be my closing lineup. So again, we would start the game with these guys. Halliburton should be getting more minutes because you need a ball facilitator. You need somebody that's going to get the ball moving. It's very, very important. That's one of the keys to basketball. Again, you Zesty Jeffreys don't know the game. The ball has to move. You cannot put the ball in the hoop without passing it or dribbling it. You have to get 90 feet up the court. And I believe it's actually less than 90 feet or just about 90 feet for the USA team. So this is what the starting team should be right here, the starting lineup. That way you have LeBron James and Stephen Curry and them get everybody in rhythm because you have Halliburton, who's your main ball facilitator. We know Halliburton's one of the best point guards in today's NBA. Then you come on the bench with these guys. This is a solid 10. And again, we're still not counting Derek White and KD, which you can also alternate any one of these situations. Right? So that's what the USA team needs to do. And then, like I said, the closing lineup right here, these guys right here, these are your dogs. These are the guys that are going to bring home the gold for us at the end of the day. Right? And let's just say the USA team is falling by the wayside because they're just finding all kind of ways to not actually hold the lead. And you want to start making some shots and you need a 3-point lineup out there. Well, you just go on ahead and you put in Devin Booker. You go on ahead and put in Big Bam. Y'all know how I feel about Bam. And this is your 3-point lineup. I'm going to take it to 2K. This is what I used to do in 2K. I used to have all my lineups ready in 2K, so all I had to do was switch it. This is my 3-point lineup for the USA team. Right here, if we need a comeback, we need to hurry up and get some fast baskets in. This the lineup that should be out there. You could run very well. You have LeBron James and Bam as good facilitators, including Stephen Curry, who's not a bad facilitator himself. And you got everybody out here who can hit an outside shot and actually create their own shot on top of it. So this would be a deadly lineup if you wanted quick baskets, which are going to be 3-pointers. Then if you just wanted to shut everything down because you got the good lead and you just want to hold everything down, this would be my defensive lineup. This would be who I would bring in. I would bring in Derek White, Holiday, Edwards, Bam, and AD. This would shut down any 5 out there. This would shut down any 5 out there. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, we do big things here. Shout out to FYF Sports Debate. Y'all make sure to check out all the platforms on FYF Sports Debate. Y'all know they got the crossover. They got the I forget the other show with Herm and Young Africa. I forget the names of all the shows. Put all the names of the show in the chat line. Please them out for everybody. And obviously, you know, it is the Friday Night Exposure with the Exposer. It is a collaboration with FYF and GJK. Y'all in trouble. Because at the end of the day, you, Zesty Jeffreys, are just a bunch of use a fuck nigga. That's all it is. Y'all can't break the game down. I'm giving you the lineup that's going to help the USA bring home the gold. Y'all don't want that USA to bring home the gold. Y'all would rather watch the USA lose. Y'all would rather make fun of the USA team than to watch them win, all because LeBron James is doing remarkable things at 39 years old. After 21 seasons and over 1,700 games played in his career, if you count playoffs included with the regular season. You guys can't handle real truth, real information. We're talking basketball here. This is basketball. This is what we do here at GOAT James Kingdom. We don't talk narratives. Y'all always say we try to fit everything into our narrative. What is GOAT James Kingdom narrative? That LeBron James is the GOAT? That's not a narrative. That's an observation. You need to start participating into this observation and start realizing how great LeBron James is. Whether you think he's the GOAT or not, he's a phenomenal player. More than likely in your lifetime, you have watched LeBron James done great things. Again, I keep asking everybody, what have you done in your life? Anything in your life at an elite level for 20 years straight? Anything. Just give me anything. Anything that you've done at an elite level for 20 years straight. Now my man's headed to his 3rd gold. And he's going to do it with the lineup that I set, because I already called Steve Kerr and I already got the straight direct line to Spoelstra. We about to win this goal. We about to take it home. We about to have a blast. But since y'all know the game of basketball better supposedly than I do, I'm going to put the link up for y'all so that y'all can go on ahead and tell me what the USA team needs to do to win. Don't come tell me about why LeBron James sucks, because he don't suck. Your analysis of the game does. That's because you are Zesty Jeffreys. Use a fuck nigga. This is the facts. You hate LeBron James so much that you would rather see the USA team lose, all because you want to be able to have something over someone like me, a LeBron fan. Your boy got bronze again. He's struggling against the Sudan. Blah, 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 blah. Well, come join the panel. Let's have some fun on a Friday night. Help me break the game down. Help me understand what lineup is necessary for the USA team to win. What are the strategies you want to use? Because, again, this is a dynamic team. At the end of the day, you can run whatever you want to run with this team. There is nothing that they cannot run when you're talking about having these much players on your team. This much talent, you can run whatever offense you want to run. Anybody's going to be able to find their shot eventually. But the point is you still have to play team basketball because it is a team sport, which is something you Zesty Jeffreys never understood. You guys literally think one man can defeat a whole 5, and that never happened. in NBA history. Never has it happened. So all they have to do is find the right lineups. And as you can see here, you guys tell me who's the best point guard on this team right now. We all know there's some good shooters on this team. There's some good scorers on this team. There's some good rebounders, some good defenders on this team. Who is this team's best point guard? You need a point guard. All these things that I mentioned are needed in the game of basketball. These are necessary things that you must do. You must be able to rebound. You must be able to defend. You must be able to bring the ball up the court and get the ball to the right spots. That requires a good point guard, whether it's your point guard or not. And from what I see with this lineup, there's only two guys that I would give the ball to on a consistent basis to get the offense going, and that would be Halliburton and LeBron. After that, it would be Bam Adebayo. But there's no one else. Then you have Stephen Curry and Drew Holiday. Those are very decent point guards. And I would take Drew Holiday over Steph because I would rather Steph shooting the ball than Steph running around here trying to pass and get players open on passing the ball and dribbling around the court. So that's what the USA needs. They need to go out there and put a lineup that will allow. If you look at my lineups, you will see here Halliburton as the point guard. You're going to be able to facilitate. You got LeBron James as well. Even coming off the bench, Holiday facilitating with Bam facilitating. Again, you got LeBron James facilitating, Stephen Curry facilitating with your closing lineup. Then you have your three-point lineup. Same thing, Stephen Curry, LeBron, and Bam. You're going to always at all times have somebody on the floor that's a willing passer, a willing teammate, understands that this guy's at the right spots. Let me get him the ball. But you guys don't understand that because you are Zesty Jeffreys. And like I said, you guys would rather watch the USA team lose than watch them win. This is y'all right now. Y'all in a dilemma. Y'all don't know what to do. And y'all lucky I didn't really go out there and pull out the LeBron James holding that flag. There's an epic picture floating right now on the internet of LeBron James holding the flag on this big, massive boat. Pause. No Diddy. Shout out to Ruddy Hood Sports. Thank you for the support, brother. Thank you so much. LBJ is the best player on Team USA. And that's hard pill, and that's a hard pill to swallow for these haters. Team USA themselves believe LBJ is the best player on the team. Facts. All facts. That's all facts. No lies detected there, my friend. None at all. But like mostly, the Zesty Jeffreys can't talk the game. The link is in the chat. Come and enjoy another Friday night with me. Let's talk the game because the game is available for us to talk right here on GOAT James Kingdom and FYF Sports Debate. So don't be afraid to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, become a member of the channel because we're going to keep doing big things. We're also available on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Discord, Twitch. If you have an FYF account, if you have a Twitch account, FYF is available there as well. Hit the link. They don't want to hit the link because I'm talking basketball today. If I was talking about Michael Jordan, they'll be quick to be on here. If I was on here telling them Michael Jordan and all this other stuff, I would be seeing the MJ police. But the MJ police don't want no smoke with Ajani today because they realize the truth. They realize the truth. Coming up on GOAT James Kingdom, you got to be a real basketball fan. Talking with Ajani, you got to talk the game of basketball, not about me. Because I know a lot of y'all love to talk about who I am and what I do for a living, as if that's going to change your life. But what I talk about in the game of basketball can change your life because now you can sit down and enjoy the game and be glad TNT is gone. Bye-bye, TNT. No more Zesty Jeffrey comments from TNT. But you guys come up and tell me, who would you start? What lineups would you have? Help us understand how you want to bring home the gold for the USA. Help LeBron get his third gold. Do you guys want to see LeBron James have his third gold medal? Yeah. They don't want to accept nothing. This is why GOAT James Kingdom exists. I keep telling y'all this. We talk the game of basketball. We talk the game like none other. Yeah, they are rooting for the USA to lose. They don't know what to do. This is what hate gets you. This is why I keep telling y'all, hate gets you here. See, there's nothing to hate on Michael Jordan. If Michael Jordan was playing, we couldn't wait to watch Michael Jordan play. FYF just played a Michael Jordan basketball game from 1988. The Zesty Jeffreys was upset. Use a fuck nigga. That's all it is. Because you don't care about Michael Jordan either. All you care about is making LeBron James look bad and making his fan base seem like there's a bunch of idiots. That's all you want to do. But you can't do that in GOAT James Kingdom, so you run and hide. We've always told y'all, you safe in the comments. They can't handle what we do here in GOAT James Kingdom. Because we talk the game like none other. Let's let Reed Brandon get into the building. Shout out Reed Brandon. What's good, brother? Thank you for joining me.
Yeah, what's going on?
You see what we talking here?
Yeah, make sure y'all get the likes up. I actually came in here because I'm a born again Jordan fan. And I wanna argue with you. Excuse me, sir. Please hold your sound effects. I want to argue with you. I'm tired of you gawkers, you glazers. I feel like all you do is glaze LeBron James, and I need you to get original talking points. I think you are a trash fan, as a matter of fact. I hate your team. I hate you. I hate the way that you walk. I hate the way that you talk, and I hate the way that you dress. I hate that smug look on your face. And I'm going to just say this. There's no way that you think that LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan. And I can actually tell you why he's better. 6-0. I'm going to say 6-0. He won 6 championships. And he has the Defensive Player of the Year award. That's something that LeBron James doesn't have. Hold on, what else? And he made the playoffs in his first year. Hold on, what else did they say? And he was good enough to go play another sport, which LeBron James couldn't. He broke his pinky and bitched out. So what do you say to that, GOAT James?
I say this. This is what I say to that. Use a fuck nigga.
Wait, hold on. Don't you wait. Watch your mouth. You right? I don't care if that was a soundboard. Tell your soundboard to watch his mouth.
It's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's not my fault.
No, how about this? Screw your fucking soundboard. I'm gonna say this to you. LeBron James, he lost in the finals to the Dallas Mavs, 11 years ago, right? And well, it was 13. But this is the thing though. You LeBron James gawkers, right? You don't talk ball, right? He's not even better than Kobe, right? He's not better than Kareem. What else did they say? Hold on. And LeBron James is trash. No, LeBron James is trash, right? And I'm gonna be real. Even in 2017, that series wasn't lopsided. It was actually a very even series, and KD hit a dagger right in his eyes. And I think you need to do better at talking basketball. I think it's weird that you have a LeBron James channel, and you don't break down anyone else's game but LeBron James. You are a gawker.
Damn, Brandon. I'm appalled. I am hurting right now. That is that. Now listen here, young man. This is what we got to tell you. This is the truth here at GOAT James Kingdom.
Please don't kick me.
No. Matter of fact, you don't get kicked. You sound exactly like the Zesty Jeffreys wanted you to sound.
Wait, why are you calling me that?
Because you're the MJ police.
Hey, you. Where are you going?
I'm going to mind my fucking business. That's where I'm going. Do you have a problem with that, officer?
Again with the questions. What is this, Jeopardy?
No, it ain't Jeopardy. It ain't Monopoly either. And I ain't going to jail.
Freeze! Freeze!
Goddamn, you all sound like a set of bookends, man.
Put your hands on top of your head. Shh. Top. Lean back.
I know why you stopped me.
I know why you stopped me, Rick Brandon. Because they need your help. Somebody has to say the things that you just said to Ajani so that I can feel the way you just made me feel. That I'm always motherfucking right. These Zesty Jeffreys don't break the game down like us here in GOAT James Kingdom. I don't care if Jordan is 6-0. I don't care if Jordan got 6 championships. You can't explain to me why Kobe Bryant is better. Can't explain to me why Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is better. You can't even explain to me why Michael Jordan is the GOAT of basketball. If 6-0 makes Michael Jordan the GOAT, then that means somebody else who has more than Jordan should make them the GOAT, right? But this is what we do here in GOAT James Kingdom. Everything that we say about LeBron James applies to the GOAT debate. And it makes him better than Jordan, Kareem, Kobe, Duncan, Hakeem. So first of all, we already know the 90s is trash. If you want to talk about big hot garbage,
can you stop talking about the 90s, please?
The 90s is trash. That's where the 6-0 started from the 90s.
Hold on.
I remember the 90s. I remember the 90s. It was bad. You go to restaurants and they were smoking in restaurants. It was a horrible time in life.
Hold on.
We had presidents doing very vulgar things in the Oval Office. It was a bad time in America. It's a horrible time.
But hold on, but let me ask you this, right? Because a lot of you LeBron gawkers. I just want you to tell me this. Give me an era where LeBron James dominated.
Oh, since 2005.
Since 2005. So
the man dominated the NBA so much that we had GMs out here colluding to help each other win championships.
How do you dominate in you 4-6?
Yeah, because 4-6 doesn't mean you don't dominate.
You're a Heat fan. You're a Heat fan.
4 in a row. We went 4 times in a row with the GOAT.
And okay, so you acknowledge that even in Miami. Hold on. So you're acknowledging that even in Miami he underperformed. Well, they underachieved, not underperformed. They underachieved.
No, they didn't underachieve. 4 championships and 2 in a row. That's not underachieved.
Hold on. So by his own standards, then GOAT James, he did underachieve because when he, had the he said not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5. So he set the tone for what he expected, and then he only came out with 2. So is that not underachieving?
He didn't set the tone. The tone was set when Pat Riley dropped a bag of rings in front of his face and told him that was going to happen. He believed Pat Riley. Those are Pat Riley's words you're listening to. Those are what Pat Riley told that team. And I bring you 3 together, we're going to rack up a bunch of championships.
Hold on.
What LeBron James was not expecting, and what he didn't understand was that there's a lot of things that it takes to win a championship. So when he realized that he had opportunities to continue and further his career and didn't have to be cash strapped to the Miami Heat, he left the Heat.
No, but Ajani
went back to his hometown and promised them a championship.
He did
and delivered. And not only did he delivered in the most epic fashion ever. The greatest finals performance ever. So great that the Cleveland the Golden State Warriors had to go up the ante so that they could be equal with LeBron. That's how great LeBron was in 2016, that they had to add Kevin Durant just to be equal and fair.
Hold on, GOAT James. And salute to you doing your thing, by the way. But no, so if LeBron James himself, right, because you tried to put it on Pat Riley, but LeBron James out of his mouth, I didn't see Pat Riley up there with Chris Bosh and D Wade. It was LeBron James who said not 1, not 2, not 3. Even if we stop at 3, we can stop it right there at 3. He underachieved because he only got 2.
Nah, you crazy? How you going 4 straight finals and 2 championships back to back, and that's called underachieving? What kind of expectations are you putting on LeBron James? Do you put expectations on anybody else? No. Why? Because they're not the GOAT.
No.
The GOAT get that kind of expectation. LeBron said he was trying to win a championship since he came into the league. Why are you holding him responsible for what he said in a private party that you were snooping in, just like you Zesty Jeffreys love to do? You criminals.
Don't call me a Zesty Jeffrey. I'll kick you.
They were sneaking and probing and then they were making up allegations, right? They were lying in the media, saying that this was something that they were planning and conniving to do for a long time. When we got footage of Dwayne Wade sitting there thinking to himself, is LeBron James going to join?
Hold on.
He didn't even know LeBron James was showing up on the decision.
Go James. Let's have a real conversation, bro. Because I do.
There's no real conversation. A real conversation is letting me cook, because your ramen noodles is stale now, brother.
No. Because this is what you just did. I literally used the words of GOAT James himself, right? I used the words of LeBron James. And then you tried to tell me that Pat Riley ghost wrote it. But no, it was LeBron who out his own mouth set the tone and the expectations for what he himself expected. Hey, listen, I'm with D-Wade, I'm with Chris Bosh, I'm here in Miami. We're not going to get 1, not 2, not 3, not 4.
That's
and they came away with 2. So that is actually the definition of underachieving. When you set a goal and you underachieve that goal by not doing the number that you set, but you actually do a number under that. That's underachieving.
No, if you know anything about business and anything about anything, you always set your goals so high. You give yourself unachievable goals, right? Because Mike had a goal of surpassing Bill Russell once, and Bill Russell had to remind him that what I did, you probably won't even live long enough to be able to do. So you still have to set the goal as high as you can set it. It has to be impossible. That's what makes you so great, because you yourself believe in things that no one else believes in you that you can do. LeBron James has to have that belief to be as great as he is. He should believe that. That's what makes him the great GOAT that he is, because he's achieving the greatness of all greatness. That doesn't come by let me just taking it one step at a time, or let me give myself an achievable goal. No. I'm gonna reach for the stars.
He reached for the stars,
and I'm gonna grab the galaxy, and I'm gonna grab the galaxy.
Hold on, but he
bring
didn't grab the clouds
and create my own orbit. And now that I got my own orbit, the USA's now going to win another gold because of me. The NBA is about to get a $70-something billion deal because of what I've been doing with the league. All the players are orbiting around my center mass. That's how much my gravity fits. That's what he ended up doing. He went to 8 straight finals. He just didn't do it with the Heat.
No, but go, James. So what I'm saying is, right, I'm asking you to tell me what was the LeBron James era, because we've seen Steph Curry dominate on his watch. We can point out. So basically, I would actually argue that it's actually the Steph Curry era, because Steph Curry and his team dominated the league more than LeBron James did.
So how he let LeBron James win 4 championships before him?
Because when he got a competent team around him, LeBron James.
There you go. There you go with the team.
No. Hold on. You as a LeBron James fan, hold on.
Yeah.
You as a LeBron James fan knows that it takes a competent team, right?
Because who got the 4 first?
You say what?
Who got the 4 first?
Who got 3 on the other person?
That's fine. He did get 3. He had to go get KD to do that. That's fine.
No, he didn't. 2015, he got 1.
KD wasn't there. That. I know. Yeah, he got 1. That was 1. And like you said, that was the one. My man didn't have his full setup. He had just appeared on the scene with his team.
Are you saying KD is his kryptonite? Because you say he had to go get KD. So
no,
KD doesn't matter.
The kryptonite for LeBron James is 4 versus 1, like Boston.
Wait, what are you talking about? But you said
4 versus 1. You need 4. You need 4 versus LeBron.
No, hold on. LeBron didn't have Kyrie. Hold on, LeBron didn't have Kevin Love.
No, you still need 4 against him. You can get Kevin Love and all that stuff. Doesn't matter. You still need 4. You need 4.
Hold on. Why are you trying to downplay the teammates that he had?
I'm not trying to downplay the teammates that he has. I'm just telling you still need 4.
No, but if you said LeBron James, hold on.
If you don't have 3, you're not beating.
No. But this is the thing.
If you only have 3, you're not beating.
Hold on, go James. But you're telling us that LeBron was just this. Everybody's orbiting around him, and that he's just the guy. So why he should get it done, right?
Did you see him carry the flag today? Did you see the whole USA, the whole Olympic committee, everybody, everything, all the athletes, everyone, all the gymnasts, all the lacrosse players.
It's his last Olympics. Like they gotta come on, bro. Like they gotta do it.
Come on. Listen, LeBron James was still great versus those Warriors teams. Everybody knows nobody was beating those Warriors teams. So again, another expectation. You're allowed to give LeBron James impossible expectations, but LeBron James is not allowed to do it for himself.
No, listen.
So you can expect LeBron James to do the impossible, that, and then hold him accountable for it. But when he just wants to have his own expectations, he cannot do that. You just want again, like I said, you would rather watch the USA team lose just for the sake of saying.
I'm actually rooting for USA. What do you?
All right, so what lineup should they have? Should LeBron James be on the floor? Should he be off the floor?
Yes, I think he should. Hold on. This is. You're not gonna get away with this whole, like, I'm not hating on LeBron. I'm just using your talking points, and I'm asking you a simple question. What was the LeBron James era?
Talking points.
Because because even
I never said LeBron James had an era to have a talking point. I just told you that he's been dominant since 2005.
Okay, so if he didn't have it, so if he didn't have an era, then
nobody has an era.
Okay, he didn't. Okay, nobody has an era.
Who's that? Well, who has an era? Whose era has what era?
I mean, Curry had an era.
No, he doesn't. He had LeBron James in his era. That's What are you talking about? Like I told you, LeBron won
He
4
got
championships
he got
before
3.
Curry did. He won
got
more
3.
MVPs than Curry. He won
got
more
3.
Finals MVPs than Curry. What
He
era
got
does Curry
3,
have?
Goat James.
Huh? Who
He
has
got 3 on that man's watch.
Again, it doesn't matter if he got LeBron got 4 on his watch.
No, he didn't.
Yes, Stephen Curry got 4 on Stephen Curry's watch.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he got 4.
He got 1.
Stephen Curry had to go get a better player to beat LeBron James.
Or a better player than who?
Than himself. He went and got somebody that was better than him.
But you said LeBron is that guy though.
Of course, LeBron's that guy. That's why you need 4. You need 4.
Hold on. Why couldn't LeBron handle KD?
He did handle KD. That's why KD went to go join Stephen Curry in them because he knew he couldn't handle LeBron. They all know it. That's why they had to go join together. They joined forces. It's like the Avengers.
Johnny, I'm not understanding, bro.
Of course you don't understand because again, the game of
he handled them.
Yeah, of course he handled it. Yeah, of course he handled them. That's like saying Isaiah Thomas was better than Jordan because he beat Jordan 3 times out of 4 times.
No, he dominated Jordan.
Okay, then. So then there wasn't Jordan's era then. Jordan lost all those times to Isaiah Thomas.
Right, but no, when Jordan started winning, he didn't stop.
What you mean he didn't stop? He lost in 95. He quit.
Bro,
that's why he stopped. He quit.
6-0, sir.
He quit.
6-0, sir.
6-0 doesn't mean nothing.
6-0.
6-0 means nothing.
He won. What are we doing this for? Are we talking about stats or are we talking about winning?
Oh, if we're talking about winning, we're talking Bill Russell.
No, for sure.
Okay, then. So then,
hold on. And then after Bill Russell,
I don't know. We're talking winning. So we have to go down
the
line.
No. What I'm saying is when we talk about dominating, we're talking about, okay, who dominated the game? Who won?
Yeah, Bill Russell won the most and lost the least.
Absolutely.
So that means that's why I think a lot of people would make him the GOAT. So that would make him your GOAT by your standards, your logic.
Absolutely, it is. Okay,
then. So then why are you arguing about LeBron James and Michael Jordan?
No, because I'm hearing you argue it, and I'm like,
Yeah, because I use everything. When we include everything that a player does for their career, when we do that, Michael Jordan falls by the wayside. He doesn't fall he's not even top 3. He's not even better than Kareem. He's not better than Wilt Chamberlain. He's lucky to get in front of Bill Russell. That's because we give Jordan extra shit just to make Jordan fans feel better. But he's not the GOAT. He's never been the GOAT. The only reason Jordan was the GOAT was because he came in an era full of mass media, mass marketing, mass company branding. That's it. That's all Michael Jordan is. Michael Jordan is more known for sneakers and a brand than anything else. A lot of these guys never watched Michael Jordan play. Most of them never saw him play. None at all. So when we're talking the game of basketball, all this other stuff is nonsense. LeBron James could lose to players. All these guys lost to players. Bird whooped the shit out of Michael Jordan for years. He dodged Akeem Olajuwon.
Larry Bird called him Black Jesus.
I don't think Larry Bird ever called him Black Jesus. Larry Bird don't do stuff like that. That was Reggie Miller saying shit like that. Because Reggie Miller was a little softy. Reggie Miller has to dribble looking down at the floor to make sure the ball comes back up to him.
Nobody was afraid of LeBron.
Nobody was afraid of LeBron? The Zesty Jeffreys are afraid of LeBron winning his 3rd gold medal.
LeBron's. Kobe carried him in 08.
Kobe? Let's not even start with Kobe. Let's not even be. But you know what, y'all? We got a special person rebranding. That was a great job by you, sir. But we're going to let the real Zesty Jeffrey get a chance. So shout out to rebranding. Go ahead and plug your show, brother. Let them know about your shows.
No. I'm going to get, make sure y'all get the likes up, man. Shout out to you, Ajani. Love what you're doing, bro. Keep doing your thing, okay?
I appreciate it, brother, man. Keep doing your thing too, brother. Y'all make sure to check out Rebranding on the Crossover. They go live on Wednesdays. It's the FYF Sports Debate and the GJK collaboration. Let me bring up my boy Brandon here, y'all. We got Wall Street Brandon in the building, ladies and gentlemen. What you got for me today, Brandon?
Yeah, I think it's interesting. You started when he brought up Curry. You talked about how LeBron got to 4 before Curry got to 4, and you used that argument to say that LeBron was better than Curry, and LeBron was better than Curry. But
That's
Jordan got to 4. Wait, hold on. Let me get my take on. Jordan got to 4 before LeBron did, and Jordan did it without switching teams. If Ray Allen doesn't hit a step-back 3, LeBron has no legacy. If the NBA doesn't suspend Draymond for Game 5 and Bogut doesn't get hurt, LeBron has no legacy. And when you say LeBron didn't overachieve in Miami, you are the one You are the one who brought up who was favored in the finals when the Bulls were playing Utah, Seattle, Portland, the Lakers, and Phoenix. Well, Miami was a huge favorite against Dallas in 2011, and they lost. And they lost even though Wade averaged 30 because LeBron averaged 2 points a game in the fourth quarter. Miami underachieved to win 2 finals in 4 years. LeBron only beat the Warriors because of the suspension of Draymond Green. LeBron couldn't even shoot his first 10 years in the league. He shot like shit in the finals in 2007, 2011, and 2013. You can't be the GOAT if your game has a significant deficiency, and LeBron was never a consistent shooter. Jordan's game has no significant deficiency. You can't point out a single significant deficiency in Jordan's game. LeBron was never a consistent shooter, and that's why he struggled against good defenses and in the finals half his career.
That was it, right? See, Reed Brandon, you didn't say none of that stuff, Reed Brandon. You got to listen to Brandon more because Reed Brandon, you did a good job. But let me say something. This guy, Brandon, is a special human being. But you are a special human being, Brandon. You know that? First off, it wasn't my argument point that LeBron James was better because he got the 4 championships. I was just explaining how using that dumb logic about whose era is whose is stupid. Because if you want to claim that this is Stephen Curry's era, why did Stephen Curry allow LeBron James to win 4 championships in his era? That's basically what y'all trying to use against LeBron James. I do what I do best, which is expose stupid logic.
I'm not making the argument Curry was better than LeBron.
You're going to let me speak, Brandon. I let you run. You ran so far that I'm bringing your ass back.
Yeah, like I'll do what I want. Go ahead.
You don't do what you want in Go James Kingdom. You get put in the dugout and you get exposed in Go James Kingdom. That's what you do right now because you are just lying.
LeBron has zero legacy if Ray Allen doesn't hit a step back three. He has none.
I've never used odds because you know what odds are based off of? Degenerate gamblers. That's what
but Miami was a better team than Dallas in 2011. Wait.
That old bullshit.
Bruh, you gotta let me speak. You said the same shit. I heard all the shit that you said, Brandon. I heard every last fucking word that you said.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
Sit your ass down.
You gotta let me speak. And you're gonna sit your ass in the dugout and hear this. I never use odds because odds are based off degenerate gamblers. It's just that simple. Degenerate gamblers determine the odds and what Vegas needs to make money. So they create favorites so that you can gamble on a team so they can make money. You don't understand that. I never use that. That has nothing to do with anything. That 2011 team, I keep explaining it to y'all. You don't know who was on that roster. Was not expected to even make the NBA Finals. They had an under 500 record versus the top teams in the East. They had a 1-7 record versus Chicago and Boston in the regular season. This Miami team was not supposed to get past Boston or Chicago. Boston had 4 All-Stars. Tell me when did Jordan beat a team with 4 All-Stars? Never. And don't bring up Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant played with a team that had 3 other All-Stars, including himself. He played on a team with 4 All-Stars. LeBron's never had that. You keep lying on my name. I keep telling you what I keep telling y'all is always the same thing. We use stats, accolades, and achievements. That's how we determine who is the GOAT. Nothing else. No narratives. You're talking about switching teams. Of course, Jordan won 4 championships before LeBron. Jordan was born before LeBron. He was playing in the league well before LeBron. He was drafted 20 years before LeBron James was drafted. So what are you talking about, Brandon? Michael Jordan choked. We just went over a whole series of games showing you Michael Jordan choked. He couldn't shoot from the outside. He spent the entire 80s shooting horrible from outside of 20 feet. Teams playing legitimate defense on Jordan, saying, go ahead and shoot all day, Jordan. We don't care. Just don't come in the paint. That was the actual strategy to beat Jordan 3 straight years by the Detroit Pistons, where his efficiency dropped drastically versus those teams. You can't keep making up shit and think that in GOAT James Kingdom, it's solid rock, solid gold. You're building your foundation on fucking sticks. And I'm the big bad wolf, and I'm blowing that shit down. So come with something better, Brandon.
Okay, this is going to be a barbecue. Because first of all, I bet every single game in the 2011 playoffs, Miami was a huge favorite against Chicago. You know who the Bulls' second? No, let me finish. I didn't interrupt you. Let me finish. The Bulls' second best player in 2011 was Luol fucking Dang. Miami was a huge favorite. The only reason the Bulls had a better regular season record in 2011 was Tom Thibodeau played his starters 100 minutes a game. Miami was a much better team. And Dirk Nowitzki was 33 in 2011.
Well, first of all, you have the presumption that people care what you say. They don't.
Sit your ass down.
I'm not going to let you lie. Did y'all hear this man say Luol Deng was the best player on the Chicago Bulls in 2011? Did y'all hear that man say that? He legitimately said that, y'all. That was the words that came out of his mouth, yo. I can't believe you just said that shit.
Let's discuss. I ain't discussing shit with no goddamn kid. Motherfucker, let me tell you something. Who give a fuck? Sit your ass down.
Like, I can't let you rant and tell me I got to shut the fuck up to let Brandon talk just for him to lie. Like, I just told you, again, this is why he's Zesty Jeffries. That's all he is. But you know what, Brandon? They actually do want to hear you. So let me let you talk while you're in the dugout.
Okay, I said second best. I did not say best. That was Derrick Rose's MVP year. But the Bulls only had a better record than Miami because Tom Thibodeau plays his starters 100 minutes a game. Everybody knew Miami was a much better team than Chicago. LeBron was better than Rose, Wade was better than Dang, and Bosh was better than Joakim Noah. And in 2011, Dirk was 33 fucking years old. When I say Miami was favored, Miami was a far better team than Dallas. And when you lose and you are the favorite, that is the definition of underachieving. If Greg Popovich leaves Tim Duncan on the floor, there's no offensive rebound, Ray Allen doesn't hit that three, and LeBron has one title in 4 years, he has no legacy. If the NBA doesn't suspend Draymond for Game 5, LeBron loses that series, he has no legacy. So LeBron constantly needs bailouts. He has to switch teams every 5 years. Michael Jordan never went 7 in the finals one time. Jordan won every finals in 6, except his first title he won in 5. And Jordan only went 7 twice in any of the 6 years he won the title. He went 7 against Indiana, and he went 7 against the Knicks. Every other series he won in 6 or less. So Jordan wins more titles without a super team, without switching teams, and LeBron wins fewer titles with more talent, switching teams every 5 years, and LeBron still needs fucking bailouts from Ray Allen and a bailout from the NBA just to get to 4, even switching teams every 5 years. It's not even a fucking debate. The Miami Heat were a
You guys don't understand what this guy was talking about. All he does is lie. I had my mic muted. I was actually on a rant. My bad. This guy is a liar. All he does is lie. The Miami Heat roster of 2011 had Carlos Arroyo and Mike Bibby as point guards. They had Big Z and Joel Anthony starting as centers. Chalmers was their sixth man. Then you had Haslam or James Jones is the next best player. The 2011 Heat team was not a team that was supposed to win a championship. Again, they had an under 500 record versus the Boston Celtics and the Chicago Bulls. The Chicago Bulls had the best record in the East that year. They were the number one. So when you're sitting here telling me LeBron James had all of this, when Michael Jordan had a team with 2 All-NBA players, 3 All-Defensive players on the same roster, all first team, none of that ever happened, but besides the Chicago Bulls in 96 and the 1983 76ers. So Michael Jordan himself had a super team. Tell me who was better than Scottie Pippen on any one of those teams. You brought up the Knicks, the Indiana Pacers. This is what you guys don't seem to understand. Michael Jordan had a super team, but you don't want to call it a super team because you want to tell me Scottie Pippen's not great when Scottie Pippen was making all NBA and all defensive team every year while they were winning championships. This man was basically one of the best players in the NBA in the 90s. He wants to bring up lies about 6-0. Jordan never lost it. Jordan didn't make the finals enough to lose in the finals enough. When we bring up Michael Jordan in elimination games, right? If we do that and we show you what Michael Jordan was doing in the 80s when he was losing elimination game after elimination game, the only team he could beat was the Cleveland Cavaliers in the 80s. The bum Knicks teams, all these other teams that he was playing, none of these teams had good teams. But when he faced the team that played team basketball, what did he do? He couldn't play the game. Then you want to say, oh, he was 6-0. Why couldn't he make the finals in 88? Why couldn't he make the finals 89? The league had to change rules so Jordan could make the finals. They never changed rules for LeBron James. Again, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade are not a super team. They had 2 All-NBA players on their roster. That's it. What makes you a super team? If 2 All-NBA players and 3 All-Defensive players on one team is not a superstar, a super team, then what the hell is a team that only has 2 All-NBA players on their roster? What does that mean? The 2011 Heat were not a super team. He said, I'm nitpicking. I'm not nitpicking. I'm dropping facts, and I'm going to bring up the link. Let me let up Ruddy right quick, because I went on a whole rant. I didn't know I was even muted. What up, Ruddy?
What's good, bro? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Man, these dudes today. It's funny. 2 guys named Brandon up here sounding like YouTube's version of Dumb and Dumber. Here's the problem, right? If you want to talk about domination, here's why I believe LeBron dominated since he came into the league. Why do I say that? Because since LeBron came into the league, you cannot name another player that's won more and done more. That's won more finals MVPs. That's won more MVPs. That's won more championships. That's scored more points. That's got more all-star selections, all-NBA selections, player of the week, player of the month. You name it, he's done it. You cannot name one player since LeBron has been drafted to the Cavs. You cannot name one player that has achieved more than that man. And these are just straight facts. If we want to talk about domination, to me, that's certified domination. And this is what I like, right? When people bring up 2016, this dude just brought up 2016, talking about how Draymond got suspended for Game 7. But no one mentions in 2015 when Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving played a combined total of 1 game. They talk about Bogut. Bogut played 5. He got injured in his 5th game. What are they talking about? Draymond Green missed 1 game. They never make those 2 comparisons. Another thing is this, right? Larry Bird, the one that Michael Jordan couldn't beat, we all know who he is. I watched the video of him this year saying, hey guys, we have never seen anything like this. You need to enjoy it while you have the chance. LeBron James is possibly the greatest player ever. That's Bird that said that. So when I hear these dudes come up here talking about the first dude talking about LeBron is trash, bro, you just classified yourself and certified yourself as a basketball dummy. You do not agree with the greats. You do not agree with the people that came before and paved the way for players like LeBron and Kevin Durant and Steph Curry. Y'all are just a bunch of haters. Zesty Jeffries. Yes, that is what you guys are. You don't want to sit here and tell the truth. Like you don't want to sit here and keep it real. How is Michael Jordan a better? If you want to say he's the GOAT, then that's fine. Say he's the GOAT. But the simple fact is LeBron is a better player. He's a better all-around player, a better passer, a better three-point shooter, a better playmaker, higher basketball IQ, way better athlete, way better longevity, way better durability. Anything he can play 1 through 5 and guard 1 through 5. In 2022, he started at center and immediately became the best center in the league statistically. You can look it up. Jordan couldn't do that. Kobe could not do that, man. They were not versatile like that. But that's all I had to say, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you cooked right there, bro. Listen, the upset part about talking with Brandon is that he doesn't let me speak, right?
Mm-hmm.
I let him speak. I let him lie. And that's the thing. They go on this whole soliloquy with all these lies, and I'm not going to sit here and address everything at one point. And then they're wondering why I didn't hear him say that he was the second best. Because he's just ranting. Right? I didn't hear him say Luol Deng was the second best. I don't heard him saying Luol Deng was best player. I'm like, Luol Deng, best player? Like, why are you even mentioning Luol Deng? We're talking about the league MVP. And Derrick Rose, a guy that, because of that one season, most people think if he never got injured, he would be one of the greatest players to ever play, hands down. Like, nobody thinks Derrick Rose would have been nothing but automatic, like top 20, top 10. They thought all world of this man because of that one NBA season. And mind you, he did have a season before that was good as well. So it wasn't like he just had one good season. But that one season was a remarkable season. The Bulls was a great team. He's talking about defense. Joakim Noah and Luol Deng were one of the best defenders in the 2000s.
Yeah.
Who was defending Jordan? 6'2" Dumars that I was showing you that Jordan was choking against?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? They bring up all these talking points. He has to go to other teams to win championships. No, he's in a tougher NBA. Jordan came into an NBA that had 23 teams.
Yeah.
They didn't even have playoff games showed live. They didn't even have live national television playoff games when Jordan joined the NBA. The fuck is they talking about? It's a different NBA. Jordan had his team in the lottery pick for 3-4 years straight. LeBron James didn't have that. They couldn't build a team for LeBron James, so they had to go get players. His team, the Cleveland Cavaliers, weren't getting players. Yeah. They could have got Amari Stoudemire. They didn't get him. They didn't get him nothing to help him win. He took the team to the playoffs, to the finals in 2007. What was Jordan doing at 22 years old? He was getting swept in the first round.
Yeah, no, but bro, like that whole super LeBron joined the super team. If a team became a super team, it was because LeBron joined. It's not the other way around. LeBron going to that team made them super. He didn't go join. See, they say,
that's all not. There's no such thing as a super team.
That's what I'm saying. No,
when KG called Kobe Bryant to go join the Los Angeles Lakers, and Kobe didn't answer that call, and he decided to accept the trade to Boston. No one says KG is soft, and he had to switch team to win championships, and he did. He knew Ray Allen was coming. He knew they were building us a big three. He didn't go there because it was just going to be him and Paul Pierce. That's not enough. He went over there because they knew they were going to get Ray Allen. That's the start of everything. And you know why that happened? Because a little 22-year-old kid named LeBron James from Akron took the Cleveland Cavaliers to the NBA Finals by himself. All he had was a bunch of guys that he was passing the ball to, and they played great defense, and they ended up making the finals. They were afraid of LeBron James. Danny Ainge said when LeBron James was in high school that he would trade every player in the NBA for LeBron James besides Kobe Bryant. That was 3-4 years before he did the trade to bring in KG and Ray Allen. And mind you, he got KG because Kevin McHale was the GM in Minnesota. So he gifted him KG because KG was ready to go to LA. And Kevin McHale was like, we're not going to send you to LA. And he made a backdoor deal and sent him to to Boston. Those are all facts. But these are the contexts they don't want to talk about because, again, they can't talk the game. We're supposed to be talking the game of basketball. All they do is lie. Where was Michael Jordan's brilliance for 6-0 in 1989? Where was it in the Game 7? Where was that Game 7 in 1990 when Michael Jordan went out there and lost by 20 points? Where was Michael Jordan's thrill to win 6 championships then? Where was it at? Where was the killer instinct? Where was the will? Where was it? It was nowhere to be found. And you got excuses for it. You're going to bring up Scottie Pippen. In 2013, when my boy had to go into a Game 7 after the supposedly Ray Allen saved his career, although Ray Allen didn't score shit in overtime and LeBron James took over in overtime, Tim Duncan wasn't out off the floor in overtime. Why didn't Tim Duncan help the Spurs win the game?
Yeah.
Why didn't Duncan cough up a layup in Game 7 over Shane Battier? Then LeBron James hits a closing dagger mid-range jumper over Kawhi Leonard to win his second NBA championship in a row, where he basically overachieved. He was averaging only 26 points in the playoffs. He went to averaging 37. Everything went up for him. Field goal percentage, three-point percentage, everything. What did your boy do when a game was on the line? His team needed one victory to make the NBA Finals. His field goal percentage was down. His scoring was down. He couldn't even make a three-pointer. Talking about he could shoot. He didn't even make a three-pointer. Lost by damn near 20 points. That's not GOAT status. Don't bring up nonsense about the Miami Heat in 2011 when you don't want to talk about 1988. When I already proved to you Michael Jordan choked in 1988.
Yeah, bro.
He couldn't beat a team with one All-Star. That's all the Detroit Pistons had in 1988. One All-Star. And Michael Jordan choked versus them. Those are all facts.
Yeah,
and Brandon can come back up and get cooked because all he's gonna do is lie. All he's gonna do is lie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the last thing I'll say is, just like when he tried to bring up Wade in 06, people got to understand something, LeBron's impact on the Miami Heat. Wade won his title, and congratulations to him. You know, he shot 16 free throws a game. Nobody talks about that. It's almost like he got gifted, but, you know, he did his thing, whatever. But after 2006, he didn't even sniff a finals appearance. He didn't even sniff one. He didn't even get close to it. It wasn't until LeBron came that you go to 4 straight and you win 2 back-to-back. That should tell people something. It's the same thing with Anthony Davis. Before Anthony Davis joined up with LeBron, he didn't sniff anything. Kyrie won a grand whopping total of 19 games without LeBron. These dudes were trash. Kevin Love, not trash, but these dudes were not how people are trying to make them out to be. Kevin Love, yeah, he was a good player, but, bro, what did you win?
No, but Roddy, that's the whole point of today's show. The whole point of today's show is that they think that you can just take a bunch of guys and put them together and somehow they're just going to play basketball. There's a way to play the game. There's certain things you need for your team to be able to win. The Chicago Bulls didn't win championships until they had a full complement of everything you need to win. They needed rebounders. They needed ball facilitators, not just Michael Jordan scoring. Because Michael Jordan's greatest scoring seasons led to the Chicago Bulls losing in the first round.
And Michael Jordan didn't even want those guys. He didn't want Pippen. He didn't want none of them.
They proved my point when all they do is put up the idea that you can just take a bunch of players and you're just supposed to win that way. That's not how there is a way to construct a team. That's why you have GMs. When they sit here and lie and say LeBron James is a GM, no, there's a reason why Rob Pelinka get paid millions of dollars to do his job. And you're not going to let some player decide who's coming in and off of your team.
Yeah.
LeBron James won a championship without an all-defensive player, without an all-NBA player on the roster. Jordan's never done that. Never done that. Never. Jordan's never faced a team that had 3 all-NBA players on the same roster. LeBron James has beaten a team like that. And I just, you know what? I got stuff for days. Let me bring up Ishmael. Peace, Ishmael. What you got for me today, brother?
Hey, Johnny, it's a good show. I know this is not a topic supposed to be really about the GOAT debate, but if you let Brandon back on, can you ask him what's his criteria and what makes Michael Jordan the GOAT? I think it'll be.
I guarantee you he can't do it. I guarantee you he can't do it. I guarantee you he can't tell you why Michael Jordan's the GOAT. He's gonna give you Bill Russell's career.
Well, I've seen him type some stuff before, but it's kind of it.
Look, here it goes. Impact, vague. Well,
that's very vague.
Very vague. What impact? What impact? What does that mean? How do you rate somebody's impact? That's why when we told them that we created the most objective criteria out there, and with that criteria, LeBron James is better than everybody that ever played the game of basketball. We included every stat that existed. We included your per game averages for your career, your playoff averages for your career. We included your advanced metrics, all of your accolades, all of your awards, all of your seasonal titles. We gave you a grade for everything that you accomplished in your career. And Michael Jordan still is not better than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or Wilt Chamberlain, let alone GOAT James. We gave it a point system. We graded everything.
Yeah,
we keep showing you guys by actual being objective. You guys say impact. What the fuck is impact?
Yeah, that's why it's like every time I hear Brandon talk about LeBron James, it's not every single time. Sometimes to me, he may have some good takes, honestly. But when he talks about LeBron James and like as being an all-time great, it always something that leading to him diminishing LeBron's career and insinuating like some weird standard. I don't know what standard it is. So that's why I'm asking, what is Brandon's criteria and why he has Michael Jordan as a GOAT? He said something. He's typed some things like the fourth quarter or something in the playoffs and scoring. I don't know. Like it's just kind of.
We had a whole show, Ishmael. I think you watched that show. We had a whole show asking everybody how many seasons in 21 years did LeBron James have the best team going into that season, and we all agreed it was about 4 seasons. Well, and 2011 and in 2011 wasn't one of those years.
Yeah, it was mostly Miami Heat years, I would say, and maybe 2020. Yeah, I remember that.
But, when we're talking about being favored or having the Lakers should have won a championship in 2011. It shouldn't have been the Heat because these dudes all they do is watch ESPN. So they sat every morning watching ESPN, and they thought ESPN was telling them how the Heat was the greatest team and how the Heat was going to be the team to beat. And that the Heat had, and no, everybody knew the Heat didn't even have a full roster. LeBron James talked about it. They got mad when he said it. When he talked about how they filled up the team full of minimum vet players. That's why you had players like El Gauskas on the team. Why you had guys like Mike Bibby on the team. Carlos Arroyo on the team. Jamal McClure was on the team. These were all guys playing on veteran minimum contracts because the Heat didn't have the cap space to sign and fill up the roster. And Mike Miller was hurt majority of that season. He only played half the season. So they didn't even trust using him in the playoffs. They were using Chalmers.
Yeah, I remember that season. Yeah, it was pretty wild. There were some complications. They lost the game against the Celtics in the beginning of the season and whatnot. They weren't there yet mentally. They didn't know how to play with each other. But even then, like I think like I try to shy away from all the narratives and stuff. I think you're better than that, like defending or like killing all the narratives and the naysayers and whatnot. It just becomes like a futile conversation to me. And it's like it becomes a who did worse conversation instead of comparing like an all-time great. So yeah, I just wanted to ask you that if you can ask Brandon that if he
impact.
has
he said impact. He said impact, which means nothing. He says impact. It's gonna be a bunch of lies.
He's gonna have to explain that one if he could explain it. Yeah.
I'm gonna let you gentlemen come up because I have somebody that wants to come up and speak. So let me get these people.
Okay. All right. Sure.
All right. Appreciate you. Give me a second here. All right, Dante, thank you for joining Friday Night Exposure with the Exposer. Y'all know what to do. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, become a member of the channel. What you got for me on this conversation? We were talking USA, but we were derailed because Zesty Jeffries love to argue with Ajani. What you got for me today, sir?
Hey, Johnny, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Hey, please don't let Brandon back up here, please.
No, but the show, the show is for that. The show is for me to allow to have these one-on-ones, but he doesn't let me speak. And then they put words in my mouth. They lie. They said things that I didn't say. Okay, yes, he might have not said that Dang was the best player. I misheard him there. I was wrong because I could believe in the comments people were telling me that I misheard him. That's fine, but I let him speak.
Yeah, I know. I be hearing him. He be doing it all the time. You let him speak, bro.
Yeah, and they just can't help themselves. They just can't help themselves. So what do you got on the topic? Because I got my partner here, B. Lee. I'm about to bring you up, Brandon, in a sec. What you got for the topic here? What you think of the USA team, and what do you think the USA needs to do to win to win this gold?
They can get it done, bro. All they gotta do is test themselves, dog. You know.
I hear that. I think they're gonna do well. I don't know. I think they're gonna do well. I think it's gonna be fun. But again, these guys don't talk the game like they supposed to. So let me. You got any last words, Dante? So I can bring somebody up over here. I want to bring up my partner so him and I can have a conversation.
No, bro, you got it. I just came up with just that small good thing.
All right, brother. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, Dante. Make sure to check out the membership in GOAT James Kingdom. Subscribe to both FYF Sports Debate and the GOAT James Kingdom platform. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. What up, B? What's good, B?
Yo. What's good?
Nothing much, man. These Zesty Jeffreys can't handle it. They're a bunch of liars. Brandon Katz, not you, but Brandon Katz basically came up here and tried to say some lies about Michael Jordan. The same old stuff. 2011 Heat team underperformed. LeBron James choked. Superstars are not supposed to be 4 and 6. He didn't want to talk about Jordan. Obviously, we already proved Jordan choked in '88. Jordan couldn't shoot throughout the 80s. That's what they did against him. That was his defensive strategy. But all they do is lie, and they bring up, and then they think I'm just supposed to sit here and just let them lie, and then they don't even let me speak. So
that's what they do. That's what they do. They just want to overtalk you. Talk about 2011. That's all they talk about. That's the only thing they know.
Yeah, and they can't even mention anything about 2011. It's just Chris Bosh, right? It's just Chris Bosh, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade. Like, that's all they know, but they don't even know what the rest of the roster was. So tonight's show was about that as well, Brandon, right? Because we were talking about the USA team.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to explain to them how the USA team, just because you have a bunch of dynamic players, you still have to play team basketball. Everybody has to have a role. Everybody has to know what their job is and how to play amongst one another. Most of these guys are number one guys, so they're always going to know, they're going to take their shots, right? They don't know when to pass, when not to pass. That's not what they do. That's not their normal game. You see what I'm saying? But I was giving them starting lineups. So at the end of the day, they don't want to talk about the different starting lineups. They don't want to talk about, like I said, I would say this should be the starting 5. If you really want to win, you need a point guard on the floor, and Tyrese Halliburton is the best point guard. So you have to put Tyrese on the floor first. You got to let him start things. Mr. Base Kez, you're more than welcome to hit the link, bro. I let people speak. I don't mute him every time. I put him in a dugout. I keep telling you, go in the dugout when you don't let me speak. So, Brandon, this is what I was telling them, that they should have this as a starting 5. So I was just breaking down different lineups that the USA team should have on the floor. Like, this should be their second unit. These are the guys they should close games out with right here. You see what I'm saying? And I was just talking about how they just think you're just supposed to put a bunch of players together and you're just supposed to win championships. That's what they think that the 2011 Heat was. Just, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, they're automatically supposed to win championships. But that's not how it works.
They has this misconception because of what 1992 did. The Dream Team in 92. They blew all the teams out. So they just have this misconception that you put stars together and you win. That rarely ever happens. Like, what?
Facts.
Just think of a time that actually happened.
Boston was the only one, and they were only able to win one, to be honest with you. And they got lucky because they had Rondo, they had Perkins, so they kind of still had a good roster, and they just added Ray Allen and KG to the team. But after that, they weren't successful. People could say they failed because they only won one championship.
Well, that's actually winning for everybody else. Winning a title is something special, unless you're LeBron James. It's always a different narrative for LeBron.
It's always different.
It's always different for LeBron. Like, if you even look at the 2004, there's a different narrative because LeBron James is on the team. They don't even understand that Allen Iverson and Tim Duncan was on that squad. How do you lose with Allen Iverson and Tim Duncan on your squad? How do you lose? You're not supposed to lose with those two players.
No, you're not.
But they lost. And LeBron gets all the credit for the loss. No one ever brings that up about Tim Duncan. Have you ever heard that brought up about Tim Duncan? The greatest power forward of all time.
No, of course not.
I don't even think they know he played in the Olympics. They don't even realize Tim Duncan played in the Olympics, but Tim Duncan was the leader of the 2004 Olympic squad, and he lost. And it does not stain anything on his career, which it should not, but it never stains his career. LeBron gets more heat for that loss than anybody. And he barely played. He barely played. Allen Iverson don't even get mentioned. I'm positive they don't know Tim Duncan played. They definitely don't know Allen Iverson played on that team. All they know is Dwayne Wade, Melo, and LeBron played on that team. That's all they know.
Yeah, and they didn't have a good team. They didn't have a good setup. They didn't know what they were doing. They just, like you said, just do a bunch of stars together, and everybody else is knowing how to play the game of basketball.
Yeah, and they don't even know that in 2000 they won a game by 2 points in the Olympics. They barely won a game. They won by 2 points in 2000. And they had Vince Carter, Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett, Gary Payton. Like, the writing was on the wall prior that the Olympics was changing. The writing was on the wall, and they just didn't see it.
And they don't even probably know who's on the 2000 team. They probably don't even know what players played on the 2000 team.
The only thing they know is Vince Carter jumped over somebody. That's all they know.
They only know highlights. They don't know the game.
They don't know. They don't watch.
They don't watch the games. They really don't. Like, even the thing with the favorites, right? Because he was talking about the favorites. This is annoying to me because I always tell this is based off of degenerate gamblers, right? If we go to what Michael Jordan was doing during his years, right? Michael Jordan was only favored to win an NBA championship in 92, 93, 96, and 97 and 98. 5 years of his 15 NBA seasons did Michael Jordan have a team worthy of somebody saying he should be the champion. These are what they were saying. That's not too favorite. Like that's what people don't understand. Like, because Michael Jordan wasn't favored to win, and he was able to still win championships, and he only won one championship outside of being favorite number one. Just because he won the 5 championships when he was favored the 5 times, that doesn't mean nothing. What about all these other years when he wasn't favored to do shit, and he completely underachieved?
So, did you watch that one interview with Mark Jackson and Kenny Anderson? They was talking about how Jordan is the GOAT, and Kenny Anderson was saying, like, it's not a question of Michael Jordan. He never lost. He's 6-0. Like,
I heard it. Of course, it's the same talking points. He never lost. Again, when you don't count his failures, you can say that. I can say LeBron never lost if I don't count 2011.
But all they count is LeBron failures. That's the problem.
But this is the thing, though. Like I said, when you look at LeBron James and his favorite, he was only favored between 2011 and 2016. This is the start of the NBA season, and this is based off of gambling odds. Because basically what Vegas is basically saying is that I need you guys I need to make my money. So I gotta give the Heat the largest odds to make it. So because people are betting it. I have to make them the favorites. Because if not, I'm not gonna win no money. It has nothing to do with whether or not they're the best team or not.
The thing is they don't really understand how this works. Like, if you pick LeBron James' team, we lose the least amount of money. Please pick somebody else so we can make more money. That's just how it works. If you pick LeBron James, we're gonna
exactly.
We're not gonna make money. So pick somebody else so we can make money.
Exactly. Just like the USA team, I got to give you 40 points for you to bet on Sudan. Like, that's the only way you're going to put your money on Sudan is if Vegas says I'm going to give you 40 points, so they can they can make their money. That's the only way to make their money. It guarantees that they're going to make money. That's all this is about. Has nothing to do with whether the Heat are good or none of this. Because you're telling me LeBron James leaves the Miami Heat in 2014 and just LeBron James goes to the Cleveland Cavaliers with Kevin Love and they become the automatic favorites to win a championship? What happened to the Heat team? How's the super team transferred all of a sudden? Chris Bosh was still there. Dwayne Wade was still there. All those guys were still there. So what happened to the super team? The 2015 Heat is no longer a super team. They're no longer favorites. All of a sudden, the Cleveland Cavaliers is our favorites. Go ahead, Twin Man.
So what upsets me is that nobody ever talks about what the Heat were doing before LeBron James got there. They don't talk about how they didn't make the playoffs like 3-4 years in a row. They don't talk about how after he left Cleveland, that team went in the lottery. That's how they ended up getting Kyrie. They don't talk about what happened to the Heat after he left. They don't even talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers after he left Cleveland the second time. Every team LeBron has been on, they have been championship caliber, and the moment he leaves, they can't even, a high school team can beat that team. So to sit here and pretend as if somehow, some way, bringing the players to him is what makes that team a super team, it's ridiculous. He makes those teams better. He literally makes those teams better. So to sit here, let's just nip that in the bud right there. That's number one. Secondly, I get so tired of hearing if Ray Allen doesn't hit this shot. So if Steve Kerr doesn't hit his shots, if Derek Fisher doesn't hit his shots, if Paxton doesn't hit his shots, I'm pretty sure all of these players lose. So to make it seem like we should sit here and diminish players because their teammates hit big shots for them is dumb. So does that mean every shot Robert Horry diminishes all the great players that he played with? Because he hit big shots. I believe he hit big shots for the Lakers. I believe he hit big shots for the Spurs and Rockets. So all those teams diminish because Robert Horry hit those shots. Y'all wouldn't do that for any other player. So why is he doing it for LeBron James? Again, his entire argument is absolutely ridiculous. He wants to run to 2011, and you always point it out. No one else talks about the rest of that roster. The rest of that roster was trash. It just really was trash. They dragged that team to the finals. They weren't supposed to go to the finals.
They overachieved. The Miami Heat of 2011
to sit here and say you made it to the finals 4 years in a row and you won 2 is an underachievement. First things first, for you to even get a championship, you have to get to the finals. So it's an achievement to get to the finals. I don't understand.
The 2011 roster, Mr. Surge 14. The 2011 Miami Heat roster was not a full, complete NBA roster. Majority of those players didn't even come back and play on the team the next year. They filled in the roster just to play the season, just to have a 12-man roster. Because they didn't have the cap space. They did not have the cap space. Again, I keep telling y'all, the starting point guard was Carlos Arroyo.
Mike Bibby. Like, it got... Like, come on, bro. Like, this is terrible, bro. Like, some of these takes on that 2011 team is amazing. Then to make it seem like, well, Miami was favored against Dallas. Dallas whooped everybody's ass all year, to include the defending champion Los Angeles Lakers, a team they swept, just like they did the Heat in. So why are we sitting here making it seem like that Dallas team wasn't great that year?
He said the Heat team was the most talented team in the NBA in 2011.
No, they weren't.
What about the Los Angeles Lakers?
They had three of the most talented players in the league that year, but to make it seem like they were the most talented team, that's just not true.
Yeah, they definitely had the best big three.
That's all they had was a three. That's all they had.
The big three don't win your titles, and we've seen that over and over again.
Whoever just put that comment in there, look at this roster. You mean to tell me that's the most talented roster in 2011? Please stop.
They don't know the game. They don't remember the games. They don't watch the games.
My problem with the Miami Heat, my problem with the Miami Heat when LeBron was there is they never really had a center. I never liked Birdman as the center. I never did. When they got Birdman, and I never liked that ever. They never. I always wanted them to have a player like Kendrick Perkins.
Too, though. He was another fill-in too, though, because they
I wanted them to have. I wanted them to have somebody in the middle like a Kendrick Perkins or somebody like that. He's, to my opinion, a better rebounder, more physical. Birdman, he's for me. Birdman was just 6 fouls out there.
Energy. That's what he's for. Energy. He was for energy. That's all. He wasn't there to actually make a significant difference.
For me, if we're going to talk about underachievement, that was for me. They could never put a good enough roster around that three, in my opinion.
Hey, I'm trying to see, like, I mean, all the narratives and stuff, sometimes it's a little fun, but is he not trying to hit the link? I'm really trying to see what makes Michael Jordan go.
He doesn't get put in the dugout.
I'm really trying to see it, man. Like, he normally is eager, but he's not trying to explain it.
Really said the Heat had a better roster than the Lakers in 2011.
They don't. You're talking about Kobe Bryant, Lamar Odom. Matter of fact, let's just start with Boston. Boston had Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett, Rajon Rondo. Then they had Glenn Davis, Shaquille O'Neal, Jeff Green, Kendrick Perkins. Nah, Tony Allen wasn't on this team. They had Jermaine O'Neal, they had Marquise Daniels, they had Delonte West, they had Nate Robinson. All these guys. I mean, they were trying their best to fill up their roster because they were trying to compete with the Heat. But their main staple was better than the Heat main staple. You got the big three. You have Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, and KG. You have that. You have the matching thing. Then you have a Rondo, who, if I'm correct, Rondo made the all-defensive team in 2011. So you're talking about Rondo. You're talking about you add Shaquille O'Neal and Jermaine O'Neal, because remember Jermaine O'Neal left Miami and joined Boston that year. So they lost Jermaine O'Neal from the Miami Heat team on 2010. Then they had Glenn Davis, who was balling. So they had a way better roster than the Miami Heat. They weren't even supposed to get past Boston. Again, they were not supposed to get past Boston. And then if we go to Chicago, Chicago also had a good team who had the best record in the NBA that season, 62-20. They have Derrick Rose, Luol Deng, Joakim Noah, Carlos Boozer, Taj Gibson, Kyle Korver. I mean, what is he talking about? The Heat don't have nothing past after Bosh. I mean, like, these guys don't know the game of basketball. All they know is just how to be Zesty Jeffries. That's all they know. And none of this means nothing because you still have to have a game. You still have to be able to play the game. You still have to be able to coincide with one another. The Heat automatically, they said it. They didn't know how to play with one another. It was 50-50. If Dwayne Wade took 3 straight shots in a row, they would start giving the ball to LeBron James for 3 straight shots. Like, they were legitimately playing like playing around, bro. They didn't even have a real strategy as a team. They shouldn't even have made it that far.
So for me, the Miami Heat gets the most heat because they were in the finals, but nobody says anything about Kobe getting swept by this same team, and they are the defending champions. Why is that completely overlooked to shit on LeBron James and the Heat? I don't understand that. You're the defending champion.
Oh wait. Listen. This is how they respond when you start exposing them. Look how he responds. So you want me to do that so you can put it in your mouth? Is that what you want? Huh? Because you love talking LeBron James. This is why GOAT James Kingdom. This is why GOAT James Kingdom is here. He look again. Why? So you can be the only one with it on your mouth? Huh?
This conversation is taking a turn.
But that's what they do. That's why. Zesty Jeffrey. That's what they are. Use a fuck nigga. That's what you are. Because this instead of talking the game of basketball, you want to talk about LeBron James putting his thing in your mouth.
All right, this is weird. Let's get back to the conversation.
Why can't LeBron James have fans? This is why they're rooting for the USA team to lose.
Which is disgusting, bro.
We can't be fans of LeBron James. We can't appreciate greatness. We can't say LeBron's great. We can't say nothing. You guys can have all your pages if you want. Again, if you want to talk like a Zesty Jeffrey, there's Meltdown Sports. There's Michael Jordan Fans Are the Worst page. There's Steroids, Fitness, and Rants. There's Scab Attack. There's the Hungry Man Television. There's Cricket TV. But one place you're not going to find any Zesty Jeffries talking good basketball, that's on FYF and GOAT James Kingdom. And that's the facts. Because all we do here is talk the game of basketball. You stay safe in the comments. You guys don't know nothing about basketball. Again, this is GOAT James Kingdom, where we expose Zesty Jeffries on a regular basis. And since you don't want to talk to me on a Friday, maybe you should show up on a Sunday afternoon. Because on a Sunday afternoon, maybe Brandon will save you. Since you're scared of me here on a Friday night. But you get put in the dugout too there. There's a dugout for your ass over there as well.
That's crazy, though. I thought he would be more eager to explain his impact and show up. Because normally he would show up. And it's like he's always ready to diminish LeBron James' career and put Jordan as the standard. Oh, he's saying there's no link at the chat.
I'll put the link in right now.
How are you going to measure?
Please explain
someone's impact. Who's had more impact than LeBron James between the two, LeBron James and Michael Jordan. Jordan was literally like Ajani said, he was in the lottery for 3 years in a row. Like his team was under 500 until you got Scottie Pippen. You were 1-9 in the playoffs. These aren't narratives, these are facts. What are we talking about here? He had no impact on winning until they put his super team around him. The only thing Jordan knew how to do in the 80s was fill up the bucket, which he was supposed to do. That was his job. But until they put his super team around him, he had no impact. So if he argues impact, that's a losing argument for him. You can't argue impact when your team sucks and you can't get him in the playoffs. How you gonna argue impact when Larry Bird beats you every year?
Let's let him talk. I'm about to bring him up right now. Now watch this, y'all. Y'all heard him say all I do is mute him. I'm gonna actually sit here and watch this man live for a good long time. Where I don't know how long.
About to start capping, man. Oh God.
Here he goes. Brandon's back in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, so first of all, you guys are blatantly lying about the 2011 Heat roster. Like, I don't know, maybe you don't think people watched basketball. The Miami Heat had good role players around LeBron. They had Mario Chalmers was a solid role player. James Jones shot 40% from three. They had Mike Miller. Joel Anthony was a good defensive player. Udonis Haslem was playing decent minutes. The role players on that Miami team were solid. And so the team that you said was better than Miami in 2011 is the Lakers. So first of all, Kobe had knee issues in 2011. But Miami ranked better offensively than the Lakers. They ranked better defensively than the Lakers. And if you look at that Dallas team, Dirk was 33 years old. Dallas swept the Lakers because Kobe had knee issues. The OKC team Dallas swept. The best player was Kevin Durant, who was 21 years old. Miami was by far the best team in the NBA. Boston was old. The Bulls' second option was Luol Deng. The Heat were by far the best team. They were favored to win the title. They were favored in the finals, and they choked because LeBron averaged 2 a game in the fourth quarter. Now, for my criteria, my criteria is very simple for why I have Jordan as the GOAT. I evaluate Jordan as floor raising, offense, defense, and playmaking. One of the things that you LeBron dick suckers don't want to talk about is part of the reason why LeBron underachieved is LeBron creates a toxic culture almost everywhere he goes. That's something that Durant and other players have talked about. The only place LeBron didn't create a toxic culture was Miami with Pat Riley because they wouldn't put up with LeBron's bullshit. But Kyrie left Cleveland because LeBron created a toxic culture. The culture with the Lakers has been toxic. LeBron has 1 finals appearance in 6 years in LA. And LeBron's longevity is overrated too. He has 1 defensive team in 10 years and 1 finals appearance in 6 years. But Jordan was playing 82 games a year, even at age 34. So Jordan led by example, which was why the Bulls were always one of the best defensive teams in the league. LeBron doesn't even play defense the first 60 games of the season. LeBron load manages. He doesn't play defense. He's not the leader Jordan was. Jordan was the ultimate floor raiser. Players like Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr was nothing in Orlando. He's one of the best three-point shooters in the NBA with Chicago. Every role player who came to Chicago was elevated by Jordan. LeBron was a better defender than Jordan, but Jordan was a far better offensive player, and Jordan is the best clutch scorer in the history of professional sports, not just basketball, but sports, because LeBron struggled to shoot. He consistently choked at the end of games for most of his career.
Oh my God.
That was
Brandon.
Oh
That's that.
my
Brandon.
God.
Hold on, B. Lee, go ahead, B. Lee.
Man, yeah, this dude. So okay, so is he still on?
He's still on. He's there.
He's still on. Okay, so why? Okay, so all right, so why is Jordan the greatest? Because of his what again?
What I said is everything I analyze for who the GOAT is comes back to impact. So for me, Jordan's scoring, the best way to impact a game is scoring. Jordan's the best scorer in NBA history, and he's the best clutch scorer in NBA history. So that's number 1 for impact. Jordan was a good defender, good passer and playmaker, and he was also a very good leader. He elevated the play of all of his role players, including Steve Kerr. And Judd Bushler, all these role players were good in Chicago. Most of these role players were nothing before they came to Chicago and they played with Jordan.
Okay. So let's go ahead and start with scoring. So you said Jordan is the best scorer because of what? Why is Jordan the best scorer? Because his points per game?
No, because of his efficiency when it matters in the clutch.
Okay, what is his efficiency in the clutch?
What I'm saying is that
I'm serious. Like, what is his efficiency in the clutch?
I'm saying the way the Bulls played, Scottie Pippen was a good player, but he couldn't shoot. So Scottie Pippen would.
Okay, no. I'm saying like, what is his efficiency in the clutch?
You just asked me a question.
Answer the question.
So
You're not answering. What does Scottie Pippen have to do with Jordan's being the most clutch player and shooting efficient of all time? That has nothing to do with it.
Because what I'm saying is what
is Michael Jordan's clutch efficiency? You have to have something to state that. You can't just say it vaguely. Why is Michael Jordan the most clutch scorer of all time?
Because Jordan was the one who took, even as good as, and this is, you cut me off when I was in the middle of my take. Scottie Pippen was a good player. He couldn't shoot. So Scottie Pippen would disappear when the game became a half-court game in the fourth quarter. So Jordan had to carry and take over almost every major game for the Bulls when they won 6 titles in the fourth quarter when it became a half-court game. And Jordan was able to take over games. He was able to elevate, whether it was making the pass to Paxson, Kerr,
my God,
scoring
Brandon, do you have anything?
Jordan is the best clutch scorer in the history of the NBA.
Based numbers, bro. What is
based off what? Any stats? Any numbers?
Based off watching the fucking games and seeing how he won.
You didn't watch the games.
Okay, wait. So let me ask you a question. Okay, I'm gonna kick it to the panel. I'll ask you guys a question. Okay. Name one game in Jordan's entire 6-year title run where he choked in the fourth quarter of a major game. In one.
Hold on. I got one. Hold on. I got one. Shut up. I got one.
LeBron James is choking against Dallas. He choked against San Antonio.
Shout out to Mac. Go ahead, Mac. Answer the question, Mac.
I mean, LeBron's been
Brandon, in game 1 of the 91 NBA Finals, Sam Perkins hit a 3 to put the Lakers up 1 point with 9 seconds left. Jordan had the last shot of the game. He took it, it rimmed in and rimmed out, and they lost game 1. That's a clutch moment in his 6 championships that he missed a game-winning shot. To answer your question.
Also, game 3.
Okay, so wait.
Also, Michael Jordan choked in 1993 versus the Knicks, where he had a bad game in game 2, and Michael Jordan was legitimately bad in game 3 on top of that. So there was back-to-back games in the championship run where Scottie Pippen saved them in 93 versus the Knicks. The Bulls would have went down 0-3 if Scottie Pippen did not go off for the game that he had versus them. We already proved that the Bulls would have never won their first playoff series in the 80s with Michael Jordan if it wasn't for Scottie Pippen, who was the player of the game in a elimination win or go home game for the Chicago Bulls. You're lying, Brandon, but we're going to let you lie because you have fans.
You keep muting me. Wait. Okay, so I think this is a great example. I heard your take. I'm going to respond. So I asked you to name the biggest choke in Michael Jordan's career. And this clown named game 1 of the 91 finals.
No, you said clutch.
Well, let me finish. You named game 1 of the 91 finals where Michael Jordan missed the game-winning shot. Well, here's Jordan's
he wasn't
stat
clutch.
line. No. I heard your take. You're going to be quiet now. So here's Jordan's stat line.
You don't even know what you asked.
No, Michael, shut up. Michael Jordan had 36 points.
Shut up, bitch.
I told you, bro.
Sit your ass down.
Bro, You are not gonna come on
did he
Go
not
James
say
Kingdom.
clutch?
No,
Yes,
you are
he said
not gonna
clutch.
come on Go James Kingdom and disrespect my guest, Brandon. You go on anybody else's channel and do that bullshit. We let you speak. You went 2 minutes and a half. No one stopped you. You can't keep interjecting whenever you feel like it because you're getting exposed on another Friday night exposure. This is like a routine now. I might as well give you a check from Clutch Sports because you're helping me make so much money with your idiocy. It don't make no sense how dumb you are. Like you can't.
Can I explain why Jordan? Why people see Jordan as the GOAT?
Mac, he's in the dugout.
No, this is about Brandon McDev. I'm sorry, but
he's in the dugout. You guys don't talk while he's in the dugout.
What?
Yes, let him sit in the dugout so he can sit there and marinate with his fucking lies. Don't disrespect Mac when Mac comes up here and answered your question. You asked for clutch fourth quarter shit. Don't bring up no box score match. Now you want to go bring up stats when we were fucking asking you to tell us what the clutch stats were. And you wouldn't give us that answer. Talking about don't mute me. I can talk. No, this clown. Don't fucking come on my show talking that stupid shit. I'm going to put your dumb ass in the dugout every fucking time.
Let's discuss. I ain't discussing shit with no goddamn kid. Motherfucker, let me tell you something. Who give a fuck? Sit your ass down.
Go ahead, Mac. Finish off so that he can go ahead and get back on.
No, so I'm trying to. I just want to talk basketball. So, but Michael Jordan is my favorite player. That's who I grew up watching. Shoes, Wheaties, even though that cereal was hella nasty. Space Jam, like that's my favorite player.
Don't forget the cologne.
Yeah, facts. So the reason people are gonna hold Jordan as the GOAT in high regards is this: in real time, not only on the basketball court did he do things we haven't seen, but also the expectations. He over preceded the expectations. They said a scoring champion, that's a guard, cannot lead his team to a championship. He three-peated. Nobody three-peated at that time except for the 60s Celtics. And we saw a great team in the dynasties of the Celtics in the 80s and Magic in the 80s. To see a three-peat in what he did in the 90s was unprecedented. We never seen that. And the man averaged 41 points in the finals, which only 4 players in NBA history ever averaged 40 points per game in a playoff series. He did it in the finals and won and three-peated. We saw something that we didn't expect out of Jordan. He overtook everybody's expectations, and to retire and come back and do the exact same thing, we haven't seen it before him, and we haven't seen it since. And people are gonna hold that to their grave. You're
we
not
haven't
gonna win.
Seen what before? We haven't seen what before?
A three-peat, 2 three-peats.
We seen
like
the man. There's an AP.
Exactly. We know what the Celtics did. We know what the Celtics did in the 60s.
Yeah.
What we're saying is when he three-peated. Hold on. He three-peated. He retired. Like Bill Russell kept going. He retired. And make no mistake, Jordan was the best player in the game.
But Matt,
and when he comes back,
because he's in the 80s, bro.
Go ahead.
Is the expectations up because at the end of the day you couldn't get it done in the 80s? The expectations they put on LeBron to beat the Boston Celtics, the San Antonio Spurs, the Golden State Warriors, OKC, all these great teams that LeBron has ran in over his entire career, Jordan couldn't do it in the 80s. So he created the expectations for himself because he couldn't get over the hump in the 80s. Would you say that's the reason for the expectations? You putting up all these monster numbers, getting all these scoring titles, and what do you have to show for it at the end of the year? Nothing but a loss to the Boston Celtics or the Detroit Pistons. So he created his own expectations by choking every year. Because everybody wants to run to the 6 years. He got his ass handed to him every damn year in the 80s.
He shouldn't have been the AFC 2 years in a row. How about that? Don't tell me about him facing Boston. Why was he facing Boston? Why was he the AFC 2 years back to back?
I'm not trying to lose track of what was originally
Go ahead,
said.
Ismail. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Mac Deb, if you have Jordan or Curry or whoever as a GOAT, that's not the point. The point was that guys like Brandon right now just exposed themselves as a clown. And it's like a lot of times I thought that, you know, he has good takes, but his takes are based off of nostalgia, based off of lies, misinformation, and also it seems like based off of narratives. Like he didn't explain anything in the criteria. Every time he talked about Michael Jordan and why is he the GOAT, he tried to compare LeBron James failures. Unlike Michael Jordan, LeBron James did this type of narrative. And it's like he didn't explain what clutch means. Then when you say clutch situations, he asked for a clutch. He said Jordan never failed in clutch situations in his finals.
Numbers.
Right. And so he can't provide any numbers because also, like, I guess clutch numbers didn't start until 1997. But he didn't provide any numbers. He didn't provide any context. All he went to is like certain situations, or he stated that certain situations in Jordan's title runs was close. Hold on, I'm almost done. And so the thing is that irritates me. Someone said that, okay, he messed up. He wasn't clutch in this situation. He wanted to say a box score. Well, Brandon, why didn't you say elimination games? Why didn't you say closeout games if you wanted to say those are clutch? But he's not going to. He's going to push the narrative every time. And so that's just some clown stuff, man. And it's really irritating to allow people to just say these things. They can diminish LeBron James all they want and have Jordan as the standard, but then have no real criteria. Like, what is that at the end of the day? It's just, man, it's just absurd.
How are you going to say Jordan's the greatest floor raiser of all times when you had it until you got Scottie Pippen, you didn't have a winning season?
A third of his career.
You were 1-9
in the playoffs.
How does he even measure? How do you measure that? What does that even mean?
Jordan has the most.
How do you sit here and say
Jordan has 5 losing seasons?
Y'all,
Nobody in the top 10 has that besides Jordan.
A third of his career.
Real quick. How do you sit here and make these two statements when there's facts to literally say the opposite? He said he made all the role players around him better, and he's the greatest floor raiser. You have 5 losing seasons. You're 1-9 in the playoffs before they gave you your Robin. But you're the greatest floor raiser. You make role players better. You were in the lottery.
Like sounds like he's definitely a supporter of Skip Bayless. That sounds like Skip Bayless. Pick any issues LeBron James has and make Jordan look good. It's just like, what? Why is Jordan the greatest of all time? Like, it's like, what the hell does that mean? I guess Michael Jordan's 1988 season doesn't count, Defensive Player of the Year and all that other stuff. It's just whatever you like. And
the
Jordan's
greatest,
the GOAT.
Let me tell you, he's the greatest because he was able to win scoring titles. He didn't win shit at the end of the year.
He didn't win that. Why Jordan's the greatest scorer.
Wait, Brandon's still in the background, so listen to this, Brandon. I'm gonna call you B. Lee so you don't get confused, Brandon. B. Lee. Brandon's still in the background. Wall Street Brandon, right? He mentioned the 6 finals runs, right? Can he tell me why is that Scottie Pippen leading the Chicago Bulls in every category besides scoring? Because he only says scoring is the most important thing, which is another lie. Scoring is not the most important thing in basketball, ladies and gentlemen. Again, you got to be able to bring the basketball up 94 feet. The most important thing in basketball is dribbling. In fact, it's passing. Because the original rule in basketball, dribbling was illegal. They allowed dribbling later on in basketball. And it was several decades after basketball was invented. And eventually in basketball, you was allowed to take 2 steps and you had to pass. That was it.
Can I go back to the 80s comment about Jordan?
No, hold on. It's my turn to cook. I let y'all cook. I'm gonna let you get to that. You're gonna get back to Mac. Because I want to bring up the fact is that why is Scottie Pippen the one leading the Bulls in all these categories throughout all these finals?
That's the way the team was made up.
Because he was that valuable. He was that valuable.
The team was made up for Scottie Pippen to do everything else besides score for Jordan.
And be the second leading scorer. And be the second leading scorer.
Why would I ask Pippen to try to outscore Jordan?
Who said why he has to have to outscore Jordan? Nobody says he has to outscore Jordan. Why does Jordan have to only do but score? Why is Jordan only do Jordan?
It's the way the team was made up, and Pippen is an all-time great player.
Pippen's not by Brandon's terminology. Because by Brandon,
that's Brandon.
No. You're defending Brandon again. You're playing the Michael Jordan police today.
Yeah, you don't
That's
have
No,
to
we're
do that,
not.
Big Dev.
Yeah, that's what you are
Shut
doing.
up, nigga. No, I'm not. I
Yes,
just
you
said he's an
are.
all-time great player.
Because while Dwayne Wade was on LeBron James' team, LeBron James didn't have Dwayne Wade doing everything for him. So why did he go run and go play with LeBron with Dwayne Wade?
Okay, is LeBron James the best all-around player on the team?
LeBron James, the best all-around player all time. He's the GOAT.
Correct. So why would you have Dwayne Wade doing everything?
Who said why? Because
You don't. He's
because
not.
Why would you have Dwayne Wade play a Scottie
Dwayne
Pippen role?
Wade is better than Scottie Pippen. That's what I was told.
Correct.
No, Dwayne Wade better.
Well,
than Scottie
apparently
Pippen.
not.
That's a fact.
But oh wait, no, he's not because I
Apparently not.
don't remember Dwayne Wade dominating the 2000s like this.
Oh, I thought he did win a Finals MVP in 06 and dominated his first 3 years
Scottie Pippen
in the
won
league.
Scottie Pippen won 6 championships throughout the 90s.
Did Scottie Pippen ever win as a number one option?
What does the number one option mean? Nothing.
No, number one option means I can carry
You
a
shoot the ball
franchise and
more?
win.
That means you
That's
shoot the
what
ball more.
Dwayne.
Well, Jordan couldn't do
That's
that
what
without
Dwayne.
Pippen.
Jordan couldn't do that.
Hold on. Dwayne Wade. This is what we need to. This is what we need to understand. Scottie Pippen is an all-time great. I have him top 25, top 30. These are facts. Pippen never won without Jordan. Jordan never won without Pippen.
Pippen
You
won
cannot
more
put
without
Dwayne
Jordan.
Wade.
Pippen has won
You
more without
can't.
Jordan. LeBron James has not won. Dwayne Wade has not won more without LeBron James. Then vice versa.
Are you talk? You're just if you're talking wins and losses or
Talking about
playoff series,
basketball.
okay, you got
In basketball.
Winning. We're talking
In
about
basketball.
winning.
correct.
Winning
But I
now.
would take the point is Dwayne Wade. You have to separate Dwayne Wade because Dwayne Wade came in and he was starting. Dwayne Wade came in and was the man on his team. Dwayne Wade
No, he
wrestled
wasn't. No,
the
he
number
wasn't.
one.
No, he wasn't, Mac. I gotta mute you, Mac. I'm a Heat fan. Stop lying. When Dwayne Wade showed up to the Miami Heat, Lamar Odom was the man. Caron Butler was the man. But you only watch my Miami Heat in the playoffs, so you think when he did that shot against Baron Davis, that means he was his team. You think because he dunked on Jermaine O'Neal, it was his team. No, it wasn't. Matter of fact, they traded Odom to get Shaq. That's how valuable Lamar Odom was. You niggas gotta stop lying. That doesn't make him better than Scottie Pippen. Because Scottie Pippen was drafted to a team with Michael Jordan and Dwayne Wade wasn't.
I didn't finish, but go ahead.
No, but you're lying.
No, I'm not.
Get allowed. Yeah, you're lying. Dwayne Wade was not.
So the best player on the team was traded because a rookie outplayed him. That's what happened.
No, because Shaquille O'Neal was available. That's why.
Correct. And what I was beginning to say,
they're not winning a championship or making the finals if it's Dwayne Wade, Lamar Odom, and Caron Butler. That's facts.
Listen, you can say that. What I was saying is that Dwayne Wade, he came in and he dominated. Dwayne Wade, he wrestled the what? Dwayne Wade wrestled the number one spot from Shaq. Dwayne Wade won Finals MVP and was the best player on that team. If somebody hasn't done that, I'm not going to sit here and pretend and act like that the other player A is player B is better than player A when he hasn't done that. Dwayne Wade separates himself from Pippen just by that alone, and then he showed, I can be a number two as well. Hold on.
Mac, because you're lying. Dwayne Wade's not winning that championship if Shaquille O'Neal and Zoe and Gary Payton and Antoine Walker are on that.
I agree. He didn't win it by himself. Did I say he won it by himself?
No,
you can do that for every championship team.
No, but
thank you.
But no, they don't do that for Scotty. They don't do that for Scotty.
Because he was, bro. Yes, we don't.
They do give Scotty credit. Michael Jordan.
Thank you. I'm a Chicago. Hold on. I'm a Bulls fan.
Give Scotty credit.
I am a Bulls fan. We give Scottie Pippen all the credit in the world. I just said he top 25, top 30.
You're basically saying that he couldn't do what Dwayne Wade did when Scottie Pippen was.
He can do what Dwayne Wade did.
Yes, he can.
Okay. Let's say he can. Let's say he can. No. Let's speak truths. Let's speak facts. Let's say he can. He
is not a guy.
Hold on, Herm. Let's say he can. Now, did he? Did he do what Dwayne Wade did?
Yes, he won 6 championships, nigga.
So there's two things. There's two
Robert Horry up
caveats.
there
Hold
too
on.
then.
No,
So
there's
now,
two caveats. Number one,
Scottie Pippen is Robert Horry.
Nah, I'm saying
Ajani.
Come
you
on,
said
nigga.
you
Bro,
just
no, you
separated with
interrupting,
Beckett,
bro. Come on. This
I ain't interrupting shit, nigga. This is my show. I'm schooling you, nigga. Don't
Who
tell
are
me
you
I'm
interrupting?
Who
are you interrupting, Johnny?
No, this motherfucker's crazy. Because I'm showing you, show me Dwayne Wade was doing this in the motherfucking 2000s. You're talking about what Dwayne Wade was doing for one NBA fucking season. 2006. That's it. Scottie Pippen was running throughout the entire 90s. Look at what Scottie Pippen was doing in the 90s. He was a 9-time all-defensive player.
Go James Kingdom. Is Scottie Pippen a top 5 player in his position of all time?
His position has more people than the shooting guards.
I just asked you a simple question.
I don't have him in my top 5 shoot small forwards because I have Bird, LeBron, Dr. J, Kevin Durant. Who else? Then it's probably Scottie Pippen. If I'm
Pippen
correct.
top 5. Pippen definitely top 5.
Yeah, so Pippen would be 5th. Now that I'm thinking about it, he was 5th on my list. He was 5th. So he was 5th. Yeah.
Is Dwayne Wade top 5 of his position all time?
I mean, Dwayne 3rd. I know Johnny got him 4th, right?
Yeah, I have him like 4th.
I think Scotty right outside the top 5 of small forward. He probably anywhere between 6 and 8. I don't think he's top 5 because you got LeBron, of course. You got Bird. You got Dr. J. You got Kevin Durant. And obviously it's who
else you got?
Hell, you can even argue Kawhi Leonard to the degree better than Scottie Pippen.
Kawhi Leonard.
Rick Barry better than Scottie Pippen. You can throw Rick Barry in there.
Y'all tripping, man. Why y'all doing this? Why y'all doing this? I got too much commute. So that was you, John. Why y'all doing this? Rick Barry was not doing what Scottie Pippen was doing. Scottie Pippen is the greatest defender of all time. If we really want to give it to him, that's what he is. Like y'all are sitting here telling me that I'm over here lying. I'm not lying. Scottie Pippen was great. He was the matter of fact, besides Stockton, he was the best second man throughout the 90s. Who else had somebody like Scottie Pippen?
Yeah, but this is all time. It's not all position. So we're talking about all time.
This is just in the 90s. I'm just showing you what Scottie Pippen did in the 90s.
I mean, and all time, who did this?
No,
as
listen,
a small forward.
And this is why. And this is why the Chicago fucking Bulls was always having the better record than any fucking team they played. Because they had Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan, 2 of the best players in the league at the time. Not just for 1 or 2 seasons, for the entire decade. Scottie Pippen made an All-Star in 1990. He made the All-Defensive team in 1991 and never turned back. Made 8 All-Defensive first teams in the 90s. That's more than Jordan ever did in the 90s. He has more All-NBAs and more All-Defensive than Jordan. Matter of fact, he had the same All-NBAs, 7 All-NBAs. Like, what are y'all talking about? Scottie Pippen is one of the greatest players to ever play the game. And I'm going to keep proving this. I don't have to lie. I don't make shit up.
The only thing they have to do is degrade Scottie Pippen so they can elevate Michael Jordan. That's what they always do.
Yeah, they were talking about us degrading Kevin Love and Kyrie. We never did none of that.
We don't have to. They were great players. They just wasn't better than Pippen.
No, because like I told y'all, again, I don't make shit up. I go look shit up, right? Because what was Kyrie doing when he was with LeBron James? He wasn't doing what Scottie Pippen was doing. This nigga LeBron James did everything while he had Kyrie Irving as his teammate. Making the finals. This is everything right here. Where is this? Oh, Kyrie Irving this, Kyrie Irving that. All Kyrie Irving did was score, and that was because LeBron was letting him score.
What was Kyrie doing before LeBron?
It's the same
What was
shit.
Kyrie doing after LeBron?
Nothing.
19 games.
Like LeBron, when he went to the Heat didn't even make out the first round for 4 years. In the second year, they win the title. He went to the Cavs. They didn't make the playoffs for 4 years. The second year, they win the title. Go to the Lakers. For 4 years prior, just like the Cavs, they didn't make the playoffs. Second year, they win the title. So what are you guys talking about? Like LeBron is not this winner. LeBron don't elevate. LeBron's not a leader. LeBron is the greatest.
LeBron? Who's saying LeBron not a winner though? Nobody ain't saying that. It's just that
Brandon
LeBron
did.
This
for the
dude
most
who just
part
came
is
on,
for Cleveland.
the dude who just came
Now,
on,
but
because
I
I don't think you heard him talking, but that's what he's saying. Like Jordan is better at this. Jordan's better at that. Jordan is not better than LeBron. In what is he better than
how
LeBron
in the
in?
hell you can say that they play in different eras? You can't say that. You wasn't on the court tonight like you wasn't on the court in this era. I hate when people try to say, well, LeBron are just clear cut better. How you can say that? You can't compare.
You can look at what the numbers are. What is Michael Jordan
The
better than LeBron in?
numbers don't tell you the whole story, dumbass.
So what tells the story? What tells the story?
We're not trying to
No,
tell
what
no
tells the story?
stories.
What tells the story?
We're
No,
not trying to
explain
tell
what tells
no
the story.
stories.
No, I want him to. What tells the story?
The story is level of dominance of the game when people dominate the game. When people
LeBron dominated more than everybody all time.
No, he hasn't. No, he
Yes,
hasn't.
That sounds like
He
bullshit.
hasn't
dominated more than
dominated.
LeBron.
Level of
He hasn't
dominance.
dominated
more
like
than
that.
LeBron.
No,
Who
he
dominated
has
more
not
than LeBron?
dominated like that.
What
He's
did Michael
spread
Jordan
it out.
dominate?
LeBron has a clear cut. If he dominated, why he never won more than 2 times in a row?
LeBron won whatever team he played on. LeBron.
No, I'm just saying. If he that's
Why didn't he?
domination, nigga.
Why didn't
That's
Jordan win in the 80s?
domination. What Bill
Why didn't
Russell
Jordan
did,
win?
domination.
And
What
LeBron won
Magic
the
Johnson
most.
did,
I told y'all he sound good.
domination.
I told y'all he
He's
sound good.
capping, bro.
Listen, let me tell you.
Go ahead, Johnny. Go ahead.
Listen, what the fuck is dominance? You're gonna tell
Yeah.
me Jordan scoring titles? That's fucking stats. What's dominance?
What
The
Magic Johnson did. What
is
Bill
dominance?
Russell did 11
What
rings
is
in 13
dominance?
years.
Tell us.
That's dominance.
Okay.
Tell us.
And
What is
fucking
it?
dominance.
What is it?
And
What is
LeBron
it?
James and
What the
LeBron
hell y'all
James.
talking about? Y'all want to go out these goddamn stats and y'all don't know basketball.
Say what's dominance.
Basketball's about winning the
What is
goddamn
it?
wing, man.
Winning
Man,
games.
Herm wrote a
Basketball's
lot
about
crashing
winning,
out for
motherfucker. It
Jordan.
ain't about no goddamn numbers.
Okay.
So
He say he don't care about numbers.
Bill Russell,
The only thing he
Bill
care
Russell
about
That's
is
the GOAT.
wins.
superman ass
So
problem.
how are you
Y'all don't
Bill
know
putting
Russell
shit
Michael
the
about
Jordan as the
basketball,
greatest?
man.
How are you putting Michael Jordan as the
You
greatest
play the
then?
game to win.
So
How
Bill
are you
Russell
putting
the
Michael
You
Jordan
play
as
the
the
fucking
greatest
game
then?
to win.
If it's only about
So
You
winning.
don't
Bill
play the
Russell the
fucking
GOAT.
game for numbers, nigga.
So
Okay,
Bill
so
Russell the GOAT.
so Robert Horry is better than Michael Jordan. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? Please answer. Is that what you're saying?
I hate
Are
these,
you speechless? Can't
I
get your
hate
fucking
these
tongue?
LeBron got
Answer
the
the
Nah,
second
nigga,
question.
most
all I basically tell you,
SMVPs.
your dumb ass, you dumb motherfucker.
No.
The end of
Okay,
the day,
so
you just can't equate numbers and just determine that's the end all be all. Numbers don't tell you the
You
whole
said
story.
winning is the end
If
all
you
be
go
all.
you
off,
So that
if
said
you
means
go
Robert
Bill
off,
Horry
Russell
is
the GOAT.
better than
if
Michael
you go
Jordan.
off, if you go off numbers, goddamn it, Will Chamberlain should have been the GOAT for the whole goddamn time.
If you go off
You
numbers,
just
There
if
should
you
be
said
don't
no
go off
question.
numbers,
Will
Robert Horry
Chamberlain,
is
hey,
better than
but
Michael
Will
Jordan.
Chamberlain would be top 5 in every statistical category.
But
And guess
No,
what?
no, he
And
wouldn't.
that's
That's
why
cap.
every time
That's
we
cap.
did the criteria, Will Chamberlain was better than your boy because the
Now he
numbers
should be
say
better
that.
than LeBron James
No,
because
he's
he
not.
actually would be
He's
top
not.
5 in
But he's
every
not.
goddamn
But he's
category.
not. But
He
he's
would be
not.
top 5 in
But
every
he's
damn
He's
not.
not.
category.
He's
But he's
not.
not.
Should be,
But he's
but he's
They
not.
need to
not.
record
But
all
he's
this
Capping, bro.
That's
not.
goddamn
LeBron
shit.
James.
He
That's
said
He's
not
it
even
was
LeBron
the top
James.
five in
recorded.
I
assists.
That's
told
All
y'all he
this
LeBron
make
other
James,
up
was
buddy.
stuff.
recorded,
He
nigga.
just screaming
That's
now.
LeBron
He just
James.
screaming trying to be right.
He
He's
said
not
Robert
even
Horry is
top
better than
five
He
in
Michael.
just
assists.
screaming. He
He
dick
said
ride
Robert
Jordan.
Horry
That's
is
all he
better than
doing.
Michael Jordan, and
I'm
he's
not gonna
upset.
listen. I'm not gonna keep muting y'all. Y'all see who keeps getting muted because we let y'all speak, but when you say something stupid, don't get mad. You said something stupid. You said championships matter more than anything. So that means Bill Russell's the greatest player of all time. Havlicek is better than anybody we playing. And if that's the case, Scottie Pippen is better than Dwayne Wade because he has 6 championships. Dwayne Wade only has 3. These are all factual stuff that we bringing up to you guys here. We keep telling you the numbers matter. No, listen, we use all the numbers. That's why they get mad, because they say the numbers don't tell the whole story. Well, motherfucker, when we use all the numbers, it tells the whole fucking story. Not just the numbers, not just winning, not just scoring, not just steals, not just the finals. It's every fucking thing. And when we do that, your boy comes up short. It's not my fault. That's
This
not our
dude,
fault.
yeah, this
That's
dude
not
really
our fault.
said
Matter of fact,
numbers don't matter.
let's let Lamont speak. Shout out to Lamont. Thank you for joining me, Lamont. You see, I'm cooking another Friday night exposure with the exposer. We've letting these Zesty Jeffreys in, and all they do is cap and lie, and they can't debate GOAT James James Kingdom. What's good, brother?
What up? No, I just wanted to come in real quick because I wanted to talk about something that Brandon was saying, and then with Herm real quick. See, Herm, what's happening with your argument is
I
you
ain't really get to finish my
no, but listen,
argument
Herm,
though.
this is
I
what it
just
sounds
being
like you're doing. To
animated.
me, this is what it
I was
sounds like
being
you're
animated on
hold
purpose.
on. I know, one second, Herm.
You can't
But what
take
I'm
me
saying
serious.
is, it sounds like, and you, not just you, a lot of people fall into this. What happens is LeBron's individual numbers and accomplishments are so great that a lot of times, not just you, but a whole bunch of people that like to argue for Jordan, what they then end up doing is they start trying to lean on the winning. They start trying to lean on the 6-0. And when you lean on the 6-0, because you're trying to avoid the clash in numbers with LeBron, because there's no player in NBA history that's going to beat LeBron James out numbers wise. I don't care how you finesse it. So what happens when you lean on the winning too much? When you lean on the winning, it blows up all your other arguments. Just earlier, when everybody was talking about Scottie Pippen, it put Scottie Pippen, just like Ajani said, John Havlicek, Sam Jones. You're going to start entering a whole bunch of other players into the equation if you rely primarily on winning. But we all know that it's not the winning alone that makes these players great. It's a combination of winning and individual greatness. And so I think a lot of the people that have LeBron James at the GOAT, what they're doing is they're combining the winning and the individual greatness and saying, we haven't seen anybody winning wise do what he's done. We haven't seen anybody statistically do what he's done. And we haven't seen anybody do all of this with the longevity. So when you mix all those ingredients, then a lot of times you get LeBron coming out on top. I think what Brandon was talking about. What Brandon does is this. He's going to ask questions that are dated. So basically what he does is he's going to say, can anybody up here tell me a moment from over 30 years ago where Jordan would struggle to score something in the fourth quarter of a game? The problem is, even in the 90s, a lot of the games weren't even on TV. A lot of the people from the 90s got the summary of the game from the local newspaper when they yanked the sports section out and they opened up the box score and they read what the guy wrote in. So that's really, so the thing is, what he does is he's going to ask you a whole bunch of questions that are just dated, and he can say anything negative about LeBron because it's more recent. The games are more available, and we all kind of remember that just a little bit better. But if he does want a quick summary of some of the times where Jordan faltered in the playoffs and regular season, I from a video that I had meant to do it, but I never did it, so I still had to research. I could just read. I have over 80 games, but I'm just gonna go 10. 80 in the 89 playoffs, game 6 versus the Pistons. Jordan struggled. And Jordan struggled in that game 6, 5 of 15 shooting. Pippen closed that game out in the fourth quarter. Pippen had 12 points. He finished the game with 23 points and 10 rebounds. Helped the Bulls seal a crucial win. 91, game 5 versus the Lakers. Jordan did score 30 points, 11 to 23 from the field. But Pippen in that game scored 32 points, 13 rebounds, and 7 assists, 12 of those points in the fourth quarter, helping them seal that game versus the Lakers. So he outperformed Jordan in a clutch moment because in that same fourth quarter, Jordan shot 1 of 7. So Jordan faltered in the clutch in that game. Pippen had to pick up the pieces that Jordan left on the ground. 92, game 7 versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. Jordan shot 9 to 25 from the field. He couldn't get nothing going. Pippen picked up the scoring load. Another game where he's actually scored 10 points in the fourth quarter. He finished that game with 29 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists to help secure that win versus the Cavs. So that's another game where Jordan faltered in the clutch, couldn't get it going that night. He just didn't have it. Pippen picked up not just on the defensive end, but he almost had a 29-point triple-double and did a lot of that scoring work in the fourth quarter. 93. And 93 was just a big year for Pippen because there were multiple. I mean, if you could literally use 93, you have 10, 15 instances just in 93 alone. But in 93, just for one example, you got game 4 versus the Knicks. Jordan, 9 of 30 shooting. Pippen, who scored another 10 points in the fourth quarter, 27, 11, and 7 in that game, had another big game to help carry the Bulls to a win over the Knicks in that particular game. You got 96 versus the Orlando Magic. Jordan, who again, another sluggish night, 8 of 19 from the field. Pippen picked up the pieces with another 14-point fourth quarter, 27, 6, and 5, helped close out that win. 97, game 1 versus the Utah Jazz. Pippen, again, 27, 9, and 5, another game where he had double-digit points in the fourth quarter. And you can go down the list. And then it's even worse when you get to the regular season. So you can find a multitude of examples in the postseason, but you find triple the amount in the regular season. If you just go through the games and you see what Pippen was able to do in the fourth quarter.
Well,
If hold on one second, Herm. If you want to nitpick, see, the thing is, what Brandon does is he nitpicks the few bad games that he can find on LeBron and say this is where he faltered. But I always tell people, for every bad moment that you can find on LeBron, you have 10 games that are good. So for every one bad clutch moment, you can find 10 great clutch moments for LeBron. So this is that like him just nitpicking flaws and just trying to call out moments that might have been televised and just kind of weigh on our minds more heavily. That's just him being petty, right? That's just him being petty. Like, because LeBron has had over 20 years statistically, if you run to the numbers, because he said efficiency wise, clutch efficiency, LeBron James, according to that new metric, because that's a new analytic, he's number one in NBA history in clutch efficiency.
Exactly.
So, I mean, if you want to go with clutch efficiency, because he was talking about efficiency in the clutch, that's LeBron owns that one as well. We did a whole show on that as well. So he can go look up the numbers on NBA.com. He can go look up all the games, but he just tries to be petty because he tries to get people to reference back almost 30 years to games that people really don't remember fully. And then he tries to say, oh, I got you because you can't recall something over 30 years ago. And then he tries to nitpick things with LeBron. He never talks about LeBron's greatness versus Detroit. He never talks about LeBron's greatness versus the super team in the Celtics. He never talks about some of the things that LeBron was able to do versus the Warriors with all the injuries, how LeBron could actually almost won Finals MVP in a losing effort versus the Warriors because he was the overwhelming best player in the series, but he won't ever talk about those things. He's just going to find a few negatives. So he just argues in a disingenuous manner because he never will tell you the good side of LeBron.
Because he's a Skip Bayless fanboy, Lamont. That's what he is. He just exposed himself for that too.
Just to give y'all understanding of what Lamont just dropped on y'all, because we only drop facts around here. This is why FYF and GOAT James Kingdom coming together is a nightmare for you, Zesty Jeffries. Because like he said, if you go to 1992 Eastern Conference Finals Game 6, you'll see why Scottie Pippen was the man. If you go to Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals in 1993, why Scottie Pippen was the man. If you go to the 1993 Eastern Conference Finals Game 6, if you go to the first round in Game 4 in 95, you can see why Scottie Pippen was the man. Even if we go to the finals, 1996 Finals Game 2, Scottie Pippen was the man. And we go and the same thing in 97, 98, you can clearly see throughout the Bulls runs, Scottie Pippen was there. So this disingenuous idea that we're just propping up Michael Jordan's teammates and we're knocking LeBron's teammates, all bullshit. Because we have the numbers to back all this up. We don't just say shit just to say shit. We don't make shit up. We look shit up. Because we're GOAT James Kingdom. We got nothing but time to expose you, Zesty Jeffries. Trust me, I got nothing but time. We were making $3 a day. We was making $3 a day a month ago. But now we're making $5 a day because we are GOAT James Kingdom. So subscribe to the channel. Check us out because we go live every Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. Plus we go live Sunday noon to do this right here, to talk the GOAT debate. It's supposed to be one-on-one. But I thank all you gentlemen for being up here because we're going to have some fun. I'm going to let y'all cook because I'm tired of cooking. I'm like Chef Boyardee around here. Y'all boys don't know.
I got to ask Lamont a question.
Hey, and it's also, just so y'all know, if y'all do y'all research, it's a ton of games, especially in the regular season, where Jordan shot. I got in front of me right now, 6 of 21, 6 of 17, 7 of 21, 8 of 20. And it just seems like Pippen knew when to turn on the offense because on nights where he saw Jordan didn't have it offensively, it just so happened where he was able to pick up the pieces. This is how you know he had it in him to be a great offensive player, because as soon as he saw Jordan faltering offensively, November 20th, 1995 versus the Magic, Jordan shoots 8 of 22. Pippen steps up with a 31.8 and 5 game. November 17th, 1995. Jordan 8 of 20 shooting. Pippen comes out with a 30-point triple-double. 96, Jordan struggling, 7 of 21 from the field. Pippen comes out with a 28.9 rebound, 7 assists game. He knew when to activate his offense, and he generally did it when he saw that his contemporary and Michael Jordan, his partner in crime, was struggling. So he had a job. He focused on defense and all the other things. When he saw that his partner in crime was struggling offensively, because that's what Jordan was there to do, really. Only that's all they really asked him to do. That's when he said, okay, I'm going to activate my offense. And he always activated it when they needed him most. That's not, but and what
So
people like
where was Pippen when he was scoring 9 points a game?
Hold on one second. So what Brandon is going to do, y'all? There's two things that he's going to talk about. He's either going to talk about the times towards the end of the run when Pippen had the significant back injuries, or he's going to talk about the times early in the run, like in '88. When Pippen was still coming off the bench for the Bulls, right? And he was still finding his way in the NBA as a developing player. So what Brandon's going to convolute this with is, like I said, you always give players early in their career a grace period. We know that you're going to have struggles, especially in the playoffs as a young player early on, right? So that's the grace period that we give you. But once Pippen found his rhythm in the NBA in the 90s, he did not look back. And he was dominant in the playoffs. And towards the end, when the back injury kicked in, it's another grace period. I'm not going to hold you to the same standard when we can clearly see not only are you underpaid and the Bulls are still asking you to do a whole bunch of stuff, but you're dealing with a significant back injury, which we know back injuries are career killers. Look what it did to Bird, right? So I give him grace in certain aspects of his career when he was healthy and everything was in all the situations were optimal. Pippen was always playing peak level basketball, always look. So again, you can run to the early stages, talk about Pippen coming out of an NAIA college. He really wasn't even supposed to be there, turning into an all-star. You can talk about him those early years and say he averaged 9 points a game because he was a young rookie coming out of an NAIA school. That's why. And once he figured it out, there was no looking back. That's why. But it was undeniable that as soon as Pippen got there, even coming off the bench, it turned things around for the Bulls. Pippen, during that 87-88 season, coming off the bench, every time he came into the game, when Jordan was getting barbecued by them shooting guards, he was the one that was able to come in and defend those guys when Jordan couldn't. So in this fake defensive player of the year where he won defensive player of the year, it was Pippen that was actually should have been the defensive player of the year because he was the one coming in, stopping these guards from lighting Jordan up. Because I already pulled the numbers. Jordan was getting barbecued by every shooting guard in the league that year. Whoever he guarded averaged over 20 points per game. So he really wasn't doing anything. It was Pippen the one. When Jordan was getting barbecued by Bird, Pippen's the one that came in and guarded that. When Jordan was getting barbecued by Magic, it was Pippen the one that in the next game that had to come in and guard Magic. When Jordan was getting barbecued by Gerald Wilkins, it was Pippen's the one that came in the next game and guarded Gerald Wilkins. And they put Jordan on Mark Price, and Mark Price ended up barbecuing Jordan. Right? We can go through all of these matchups. I got all the matchups. I got everything. Terry Teagle, Otis Birdsong. I got all the matchups. Jordan was consistently getting barbecued, and it was Pippen is the one that always came in and changed things defensively for that Bulls team. Y'all can say the numbers are fake, but again, when we play the games, and then when y'all watch those games, just like the game I played today, and you see Terry Teagle barbecuing Michael Jordan. When you see in the game where Vernon Maxwell got ejected, but at halftime, Vernon Maxwell had 20 points. How Jordan guarding, if Maxwell didn't get ejected that game, how many points you think he would have had? He had 20 at half with Jordan guarding him. See, this is where y'all try to discredit Scottie Pippen because remember, they try to trick you with the number one option thing. The number one option thing is to hyper focus on offense. That means you're hyper focused.
They use that against Cole.
There you go.
That's all it is. It's a hyper focus on offense. And then y'all forget that just like Jordan might have been the greatest offensive player on that side of the ball, Pippen was the greatest on the other side of the ball.
I ain't got to shut up, nigga.
So, hey, but look, I'm gonna let y'all get it. I'm gonna let y'all get it. Just don't let Brandon and them finesse with the numbers. They're gonna lie. They're gonna try to use fake history. But again, chat. Hey, y'all, look, I'm telling you, if you're struggling with pulling up the games and you don't got the research, shoot, just download ChatGPT real quick and ask ChatGPT to get it for you. Because what it's gonna do is it's gonna combat the idiots that try to use recency bias with LeBron and the fact that a lot of people didn't watch the 90s with Jordan. They don't have the records. Like some of the games weren't on TV, so they try to use that old stuff. Oh, Jordan was this, that. No, it's not true. Jordan had faults. And also, just so Brandon knows, Jordan's biggest choke job ever was in 95 when he completely sold the Bulls on about 5 possessions in a row. Completely so. Also, in the clutch in that game, instead of shooting a clutch shot, he tried to pass it to Scottie Pippen. Everybody thought he was going to shoot it. He throws the ball out of bounds, trying to throw it to Scottie Pippen for a dime, right? Because he put himself in a bad situation. He turned the ball over before that. So again, his biggest choke job was 95 when he completely sold that elimination game, completely sold and had got the Bulls eliminated. So yeah, the 95, and I know what we all know. He's going to say, oh, he was still coming back from baseball. That's what they're going to say. But Brandon,
but Scotty's back didn't matter. Scotty having a bad back didn't matter to him, though, right? Kobe's knee injury. But Lamont, before you go ahead, Herm. Ask him that question, Herm. Right quick.
I got a simple question for you, though, Lamont. The same how you highlighted Scottie Pippen, I think you need to do the same thing for Kobe Bryant.
What? Why would I need to do it about Kobe Bryant when I rank Kobe Bryant appropriately?
No. What I'm saying,
how do I need to do it for Kobe when without doing it, I already rank him appropriately?
No, it ain't about ranking him. It's about how you told the story about how Scotty get disrespected, which he does get disrespected. I agree with it.
But we did do that with Kobe already. We talked about how people try to use his field goal percentage against him. And when Phil Jackson talked about how our offense was designed for him to be inefficient.
And they use him being a number 2 to Shaq at the time too against him.
But at the end of the day, he was a number 2 to Shaq.
Moments that you, hold
on. He was a number 2 to Shaq. See, that's the one thing y'all try to make it. Y'all try to play this 1A 1B thing. No, when Shaq was there, it was clear that Shaq was the alpha, and Kobe was the secondary guy. Shaq made everything churn in the NBA at that time. Shaq was the one, when you look at those highlights, when you look at the video, when you watch them versus the New Jersey Nets and the Pacers, where they were sending 4 and 5 guys to stop Shaq. They were not sending 4 and 5 guys to stop Kobe.
He was slick, you know.
That's not slick. That's a fact. That's just what Kenyon Martin said on his own show.
Kobe up in it.
I know, but and then don't muddy it up with Kobe, because this ain't a Kobe conversation. But what this does highlight, it does show how you guys try to lie about Scottie Pippen, how you try to use Scottie Pippen to make your case sometimes, and then how you try to diminish Scottie Pippen when it's time to try to elevate Jordan. So y'all play with Scottie Pippen and y'all just throw his career around, and y'all don't really evaluate his career fairly and independently of Michael Jordan. And it's it's a sorry tactic that y'all got to use. It's sad that y'all got to do that. It's unfortunate that, like Herm, you went on this rant talking about you play to win the game, but you still don't got Bill Russell as the GOAT. You still don't rank John Havlicek. You still don't rank Sam Jones. You still don't rank all the guys that got more championships than Jordan, and we're still perfect. You don't rank none of them guys. You talk about how some of these guys is better than Scottie Pippen. Who is he saying? Rick Barry. You ain't watched a Rick Barry game ever in your life. The only thing you know Rick Barry for is Brent Barry. No, the only reason why you know Rick Barry is because he had a son by the name of Brent Barry who played for the Rockets. Anyway, you don't pretend like you watched Rick Barry play the game. No, you didn't. No.
Lamont,
you didn't watch no Rick Barry.
Don't start now. I'll smoke you too.
No. I know that you didn't watch no Rick. Okay, tell me right this. Tell me Rick Barry's greatest game.
We need to do a debate so I can smoke.
Tell me. Okay, watch this, Ajani. Tell me Rick Barry's greatest game.
Do me like that. You
tell me Rick Barry's greatest game.
You can't troll like me. You don't need to start that shit. Because
tell me, I'm not trolling.
You had to use artificial intelligence to get your facts, because your dumb ass don't know the history of the game.
Hold on, Herm. You know what that's called, Herm?
To get your knowledge of the game, because you don't know it. So now you try to flip the script on me like you know shit.
Hold on, wait. Y'all gonna have to. I'm gonna mute both of y'all, because y'all can take that shit to FYF and the crossover.
Yeah, I'm trying to get off it.
This is a Friday Night Exposure. Thank you, Lamont. Appreciate you, brother. We'll talk soon, brother. Thank you for joining. Herm's on level 10 right now. Relax, Herm. Peace.
Yeah, I'm on level 10 because I'll crush Lamont. You need ChatGPT to help you know the history of the game. I don't need that. I need me, and I will smoke you without ChatGPT. I don't need that to smoke you. So don't starve with me, goddamn.
Y'all know where to find Hollywood Herm. Herm is available on the crossover. What's the name of the show you have with Young Africa as well? What's it called?
The 94 Feet Boys, man. Full court press, man. Tune in up tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern time. But shout out to Lamont, man. I had to troll my boy, but shout out to Go James Kingdom too. Y'all cooking, man. Let's see what these other guys on the panel go say, man.
Yeah. I got some guys who want to bring up. Thanks, Ishmael and John, for being patient. But let me get Aaron's take real quick. Aaron, come in right quick. What you got for me, Aaron? And I'm gonna get to you, Dr. Magic and De Niro right afterwards. Go ahead, Aaron. What you got for me, Aaron? Are you there, Aaron? I don't think Aaron is there. So let me go with you, De Niro. Go ahead, De Niro. Del De Niro, what you got for me, brother? You're on the mic.
What's good? You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, brother. What's good? What you got for us tonight?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, you've been cooking these JDRs, man. It's funny, but I mean, it's just like my thing is like it's a bunch of shit I wanted to bunk, but it's like I've been losing count but it's like sometimes like I think like some of these talking points have already been debunked 1,000 times. So it's like it's really like I can't really like just debunk it again. But like it's funny how like when it comes to like LeBron, like the only critique, like they literally bring up the same thing when it comes to critique of LeBron. They always bring up 2011 when he played the Mavericks, which no LeBron fan, I don't know no LeBron fan on earth that ever gave LeBron a pass for what he did in 2011. We already know what he did. It's about what he did afterwards. 2 years in a row, he won a championship. Nope, they don't. They'll talk about 2011 and try to bring him down, but they won't talk about how he bounced back from 2011. They won't talk about the games. Was it Game 6 against the Boston Celtics when he put the heat on it? When he put the heat on his back, and then they won a game. And then Game 6 in the like they don't want to talk about none of that. They just want to talk about. They just want to rely on the negative. They want to talk about 2015. He lost to the my bad. They want to talk about 2016. Draymond got suspended, so that the NBA saved LeBron because Draymond got suspended. Dumbass niggas. The first rule is that once you accumulate like flagrant fouls or technical fouls, it don't matter what series you win. Like that's the NBA rule. If you get a certain amount of technical fouls or flagrant fouls, you gotta get suspended for a game. That's Draymond's stupid ass fault for not trying to control this fucking temper. LeBron ain't got nothing to do with that. That's just the rule. He had a bunch of technical fouls and flagrant fouls, so they had to suspend him for a game. Just so happened that it had to happen in the finals. And even if y'all want to use that, they was up 3-1. They just needed to win one more game. There's no excuse for blowing the 3-1 lead. It just is what it is. And then it's like, I mean, they like I said, I'm gonna let everybody else cook, but it's like my thing is like they always want to talk about LeBron in 2007, LeBron in 2011. How come they don't talk about Jordan choking in the first round to some crackheads in the 80s? How come I don't hear nobody bring that up? He was choking in the first round, getting swept, 1-1. He was 1-9. He was 1-9 against Scottie Pippen when he was playing against crackheads in the 80s. Crackheads, like man, come on, man.
See, De Niro sending his shots. I'm Dr. Maggi. I'm sorry, bro. I was just about to bring you out. I was just waiting for De Niro to finish cooking you. It's gonna be your turn. He's coming back over. Here we go. We got you here. What's good, Dr. Maggi, man? Great take by you, Del De Niro, man. Appreciate you. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe and hit that like button. So what you got for us today, Dr. Maggi? You can see we're all over the place. But what you got for us today's topic? Are you there? I'm trying to unmute you. Whose phone is doing that? You know what? He chose to mute himself. All right, well, if you're muted, let's let Brandon back up because, Brandon, you heard them talking about you. I'll let you defend yourself, sir. It is the Friday Night Exposure with the Exposer. What do you want to say to these guys who've been going at you? They've been eating you alive throughout this comments. What you got for us?
Nah, they aren't doing anything. See, this is a good hit and run by Lamont because I'm going to completely fucking barbecue him on Scottie Pippen. I'm going to completely barbecue him. Well, it's interesting. He talks about Scottie Pippen in 98, and then he says Pippen was struggling in the early 80s. And he says, well, Brandon's just going to bring up the late 80s when Pippen was a young player, or he's going to bring up 98 when he had a back injury. Nope, that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk about every fucking year the Bulls won a title, the last 3 titles. So when the Bulls won a title in 95, 96, Scottie Pippen shot 39% from the field. When the Bulls won a title in 96, 97, Pippen barely shot 40% from the field. And when the Bulls won a title in 98, Pippen was having significant back issues. He shot 41% from the field. He couldn't even finish games. Pippen had significant back issues after the 94 season. And so Scottie Pippen was not remotely close to his prime or peak in the late 90s. And Jordan carried the team 3 straight years. He won 3 straight titles. The best way of knowing that Scottie Pippen, who was a good player, top 50 all time, but he's overrated, and people like Lamont grossly overrate Pippen. Scottie Pippen is the only player in NBA history that people consistently put in their top 25 that was not good enough to be a first option on a championship team. Lamont cannot come on here and name one other player in his top 25 who was not good enough to be a first option on a championship team. Scottie Pippen was garbage offensively. The final 3 years the Bulls won titles, Jordan carried. Scottie Pippen averaged 9 points a game against Detroit in the 80s, and Jordan put up huge numbers. He couldn't beat the Pistons because of Pippen. And when you look at Michael Jordan, see, people talk about Scottie Pippen. They don't want to talk about his game. They just want to use stats. Pippen could not shoot consistently. So that's why the Bulls, even when Jordan wasn't on the team, Phil Jackson drew a play up for Tony Kukoc, and Pippen was on the bench whining about racism. They didn't draw the play up for Pippen because he couldn't shoot. Scottie Pippen disappeared in almost every fourth quarter. And Lamont and nobody on this panel, like you can cite individual games where Michael Jordan struggled, although the Cavs series never went 7. That was a lie. That series went 6. But Michael Jordan never had a whole series where he choked or struggled the way LeBron did in 07, 2011, 2013, also against Indiana as well. Scottie Pippen was never better than Michael Jordan in a single playoff series. Anthony Davis was better than LeBron in some playoff series. Dwayne Wade was better than LeBron in some playoff series. Scottie Pippen was never better than Jordan in a single playoff series. He choked in the 80s. He was ineffective offensively. The Bulls' final 3 titles. Scottie Pippen's not a top 25 all-time player. He wasn't even good enough to be a first option on a championship team.
Hold on, Brandon. Can I ask you a question? Can I please, just one question, right? You saying all this about Scottie Pippen, but can you please explain Jordan getting outscored by Danny Ainge in the elimination game? Can you please
Yeah. So okay. Yeah. So you're talking about.
Hold on. Can you please explain Jordan getting outplayed by a crackhead? Terry, can you please answer both questions? We talking about Scottie Pippen.
Yeah. So let's talk about the Bulls roster when they played Boston in 1986. That roster was complete. And no. You just asked me a question. Whoa.
I'm not talking about the roster. Just answer my question.
Yo, you just asked me a question. Shut up.
I don't care about the roster. Just answer my question.
The Bulls roster was completely trash.
We're not doing that. When he sat here and said that man was the best, he sat here and said that Michael Jordan was the best floor raiser ever. He made all of his teammates better. I don't want to hear him shitting on the Bulls roster.
He said Scottie
I don't want to hear that
overrated. Like he a basketball dummy. He shouldn't even really be able to come up no more.
To original, he keeps moving the goalposts.
I got some on the stove. Y'all want to let me cook?
Go ahead.
Huh?
I just wanted to say real quick.
I let him rant because I mean I'm having fun right now. By now, I'm just listen. I got nothing but receipts. He said Scottie Pippen wasn't a top 25 player of all time, correct?
But not even that, Ajani. He did exactly what Lamar said he was going to do.
Let me ask you this: out of all the players who are the top 5 in all defensive selections in NBA history, these are the only players that actually have the same amount of all NBAs with Scottie Pippen in history of the game. I don't see Dwayne Wade up here. I don't see Chris Bosh up here. I don't see Kyrie Irving up here. In fact, I don't see no LeBron James teammate. I see LeBron James opponent still up here. I see Jordan's teammate up here. Huh? Right? Let's even take it further. Right? If we just did top 5 all defensive selections in general that have 7 all NBAs as well, this is what you get. You just add Akeem and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to the list. What is this about Scottie Pippen not being a top 25 player in NBA history? Remember, they say they love accolades. Stats don't matter. Why do you use stats for Scottie Pippen? Why is it stats don't matter when it comes to Michael Jordan and LeBron James, but stats matter when it comes to Dwayne Wade and Scottie Pippen? Because from my understanding, championships trump everything. We just heard them argue this. So Scottie Pippen has 6 championships. All I think Dwayne Wade has over over Scottie Pippen is All-Stars and 1 All-NBA selection. I mean, what does he have? He averages more points than Scottie Pippen for his career. Scottie Pippen's played more than him. But what makes Dwayne Wade better than Scottie Pippen? Where at?
No.
From what basis? Even if we did this, if we took Scottie Pippen and we put him against Kyrie Irving and Anthony Davis, this was 2 years ago. This was before the last 2 seasons. This is what Scottie Pippen did. These guys barely play an NBA season. Of course, your averages are going to be good when you only played 600 games, 700 games for your NBA career. Scottie Pippen's played almost 1,200 games for his NBA career. You have to put Kyrie and AD together to be better than Scottie Pippen. What do these guys be talking about when it comes to Scottie Pippen? It's not overrating Scottie Pippen. It's just recognizing how great Scottie Pippen was. And like I told you, in NBA history, since the merger, only 6 teams have ever had 2 All-NBA players and 3 All-Defensive players on the same team in the same season. The Chicago Bulls had it happen twice during the 90s in their run. And like I told y'all, only the 76ers of 83 and the 96 Bulls had 2 All-NBA first teams, 3 All-Defensive first teams on the same roster the same season. And you can see everybody won a championship besides the 78 Blazers and the 06 Pistons, which the 06 Pistons lost to basically a super team. Because if you put Shaquille O'Neal together with Dwayne Wade, Gary Payton, Alonzo Mourning, Antoine Walker, Jason Williams, that's a super team. If Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, and LeBron James, just them 3 alone is a super team, me naming 6 players should make that a super team. But we use actual terminology. I'm using actual terms. I'm telling you how great a team is by using actual accolades, actual achievements. The All-NBA team matters. The All-Defensive team matters. Y'all claim that Jordan is better than LeBron defensively based off of 3 All-Defensive selections. So now Jordan having an All-Defensive team means nothing when he has the best defenders on the league on his team to help him. He even had it in 93 without Rodman. Because Horace Grant made All-Defensive selected teams 4 times in his career.
Hey, Johnny. I want to point out something. You see the contradiction in stay moving the goalpost? Brandon said that accolades. No, I'm sorry. Somebody else said that. My bad. I was wrong. about that. My bad.
No, what I don't like, Ajani, is again the goalpost moving, and we can talk about Brandon.
But yeah, he did have goalpost moving though.
He did exactly what Lamont said he was going to do. He was going to talk about Pippen in the late runs, and he was going to talk about him in the 80s. He did exact first things first. Lamont called it, hit the nail right on the head. He didn't want to talk about him in the early 90s when he was cooking and he was healthy. He did exactly what Lamont did, said he was going to do. But when De
Niro asked him about why did he let Danny Ainge outscore him in an elimination game, he mentioned his teammates. Like, why are you going to – every time Jordan fails, they blame somebody else. They say it's someone else's fault. But when I tell them that the reason the 2011 Heat lost was because they didn't have no one else, because of the team, he tells me that's bullshit.
Right. But you can't sit here and blame his teammates when you sit here and say he's the best floor raiser ever and he elevates all his teammates. He literally said that an hour ago.
Yes, he did.
I don't want to hear shit else about his teammates.
And to be honest with you, the only teammate Scotty, the only one he did was Scotty. Because what other teammates did he elevate? What other teammates?
Well, his original point was about that name some games that Jordan choked in or he wasn't clutch in his finals run. And then he turned it into later, he moved the goalpost into name a series that Jordan had choked in. You know,
we named series. We named series. I know,
but he keep moving the goalpost
versus Detroit.
Like we did this already. We talked about this. This was 1988 before the Detroit Pistons game. Because I was telling you guys, Michael Jordan is known for choking throughout the 80s. It's nothing new. He was known for choking. They were telling him that he can't be the GOAT because he couldn't get over the hump. He couldn't beat the Detroit Pistons. This is nothing new.
That's why when Magdep was talking about the expectations, he created those expectations for himself because everyone knew you could fill up the bucket, but you couldn't get to the finals.
Wait, do you guys know that players didn't want to play with Michael Jordan in the 80s because they thought that they were going to get blamed for the Bulls losing? That was the same thing he tried to throw on LeBron James, saying that no one wants to play with LeBron James because people think he was going to lose, and they're going to blame him as tough playing with him because of the toxicity, the toxic environment that LeBron creates. Jordan had that same toxic environment with the Bulls because in 1988, for all that stuff that he was doing, he was supposed to take the Bulls to the finals. He was supposed to be there. He was supposed to do it. He didn't do it. But he wasn't even going to get out the first round if it wasn't for Scottie Pippen, and here's the proof.
CBS Sports welcomes you again to the exciting 1988 NBA playoffs. After 3 periods of play, in which the winner will move on and the loser goes home, the deciding game of this first round, the Chicago Bulls outscored the Cavaliers 10-1 to take their first lead, and they did it with Michael Jordan on the bench. They have rallied from 18. Mike Sanders goes in and scores, and it's a 1-point game. We have talked about Michael Jordan hit only 2 of his first 6 from the field midway through the second period. Since then, 9 of 12 and 33 points. But Scottie Pippen has been the other man for the Bulls this afternoon.
Well, right now, he is the man, the way he's performed in this second half of the Chicago team.
96-92 Chicago, under 4 minutes.
That's the commentator who actually was watching the game. Unlike Brandon Katz, unlike Herm, y'all didn't watch those games. In 1988, how old were any one of y'all? I'm 43. Is anybody here older than me?
I am.
I'm 41.
I am.
I'm
And
41.
remember, I'm from Chicago, so the game
Yeah,
was available to me.
I know John is older than me. Anybody else?
I'm 26.
I'm
37.
I'm 40. I'm 41, bro.
33.
So that means whoever's 43 with me, we were 7 years old in 88. We were more worried about G.I. Joe, Smurfs, things of that nature, Voltron, Transformers.
I was 5, bro.
You was 5 years old. You was running around chasing us, running behind us. You see what I'm saying? So these guys are old. I can guarantee you Brandon is not that old. I want to know how old are you, Brandon? What were you doing in 1988?
Nothing. Probably wasn't even born yet.
Adrian, shout out to you, Adrian. Peace. Adrian was old
So
enough to
James,
remember that.
So James, I had a quick question. I ain't want to sit on the panel too long. I just wanted to ask a little thought-provoking question for y'all guys.
Okay.
So when y'all guys was talking earlier about the comparison, for your information, I do believe that Jordan is the GOAT, although I do listen to all compelling arguments about LeBron James. I don't deny the conversation. I just don't look at it that way. So that's just a disclaimer. But what I wanted to say to you guys is when you guys were comparing the numbers between LeBron James' total career versus Jordan's total career, what I wanted to know is, have you guys ever accounted for the missing years of Jordan when comparing those numbers?
Yes, all of Jordan's career is included when we do the comparison. When we did our criteria, we included every part of Michael Jordan's career. We didn't eliminate anything.
But even the missing years. So when we do this, right, we all understand that when we're looking at the totality of LeBron's numbers versus anybody, the longevity is going to outweigh anybody in NBA career in history. So the only argument we can do is say, if Jordan had a full career, this is the only way it could be even tangible to have this argument. So what you would have to do is use Jordan's career averages for the full seasons that he missed. So when you're accounting for, what was that season, 94, 95, or when he only played like a couple months, so we can't really use it for that season?
We're going to make up more numbers for Jordan beyond the numbers that were already made up for him?
I mean, the whole GOAT conversation in itself is hypothetical. It's all based on opinions. So if we're going to use argument, I'm just saying, if we're going to use the argument that, okay, Jordan is better, this is the only comparison, because if we got to compare apples to apples, there's no apples to apples when you're comparing a 13-year career to a 22-year career. It's just not comparable.
It's 15. It's 15 years, and it's an illustrious career. Only 140 players in NBA history has played 1,000 games or more. Jordan has longevity.
But nobody counts to LeBron. So it's always that's what I'm saying. As far as total numbers,
so that would be another case and another category in which LeBron James is better than Jordan. Because even if we go to peak, LeBron James is better than Jordan by peak. Even if we go to, like you said, the 15-year span, LeBron James is still better than Michael Jordan. We don't have to. Why do we eliminate it to 15 seasons? Like, why is it done to 15 seasons? Why do we have to supplement things for Jordan? Why can't Jordan be great enough to just be compared to everybody?
Because
this is one of the things I don't.
Totally
one of the things I don't get.
So hold on.
We're going to argue averages, then we have apples to apples. But when arguing total numbers, it's skewed. And we all know that it's skewed. LeBron, in comparison to anybody in the NBA history, as total numbers, just total numbers, it's totally skewed. You're never going to win an argument against LeBron. But it doesn't negate the fact that Jordan is more accomplished. Jordan has achieved more in a quicker span. So that's what was my thought-provoking question. So if we're going to argue total numbers, just total numbers, that has to be done. And I will argue that for any other player when you're comparing to LeBron. I will argue that for Kareem. I will argue that for Kobe. I would argue that for any player. If you're going to compare to a 20-year career, which really, in my memory, was probably only four other players who played 20 years, that's an anomaly in itself. Once again, it does boast to LeBron's greatness, but it's an anomaly.
But do you understand that even if we go to the averages, the fact that LeBron James can average 27 points per game for 1,400 games is better than Jordan's 30 for 1,100? Do you understand that?
That his 27 over those games would be better than Jordan's 30.1 over the games he played?
Yeah, because no player in NBA would average 27 points per game playing over 1,400 games. Only GOAT James.
But once again, if I was to say that if Jordan played his entire career from his beginning to end, this is where we got a lot of blank and a lot of negative space, and this is where the confusion calls, because you have a lot of people insert a lot of opinionated, what ifs. I'm literally using his numbers. No hypothetical. If his hypothetical is just because he never played, but use his career averages based on his missing year. Even if you want to account for age, so anything between 98 to 2003 when he retired. If you want to account for diminishment, you can use that too. But when you do it, then we can have a real argument. Because right now, I agree. A lot of the stuff comes with nostalgia, but with that nostalgia comes cemented accomplishments, more accomplishment in a short time span, because all of his great accomplishments that we go about is within the 90s. So you can't dispute his shortcomings in the 80s either. And that's also the same for LeBron.
What point you trying to
make? His shortcomings.
Not trying to cut you off, but what point is you trying to make?
He's trying to say.
My point is.
Oh, go ahead. You can speak for yourself. Go ahead.
Yeah. So my main point when I first came up is, if we're going to compare LeBron's 20+ year career to Jordan, and for the defense of Jordan, the only tangible way to do it is to account for his void years, because you can't logically compare a 20-year career to something sub 20. You have years of longevity. That's stat padding, right? So that's not looked at as stat padding.
That's not stat padding. That's called greatness. Let's look at a 15-year career. Their first 15 years, right? LeBron James and Michael Jordan. As you can see here, LeBron James shot better than Jordan did. Again,
you do know he did not play a straight 15-year season career, right? You're not accounting void years when you do this.
You do understand that Jordan couldn't play that.
He could. He chose to retire in '93.
No, he didn't. Michael Jordan.
He chose.
No, he didn't. Michael Jordan retired in '93 because he said.
You can talk semantics all you want. If he wanted to play, he could have played. Whether you want to say the NBA took him out or not.
Magic, you're gonna have to let me. Magic, you're gonna have to let me speak.
No, it's Magi. But go ahead.
Magi, you're gonna have to let me speak. Michael Jordan retired in '93 because the game was grueling and exhausting for him. His words, not semantics. He said that. Those were the words that came out of his mouth. It was too hard for him. He couldn't play 10 straight NBA seasons. You want to give him more seasons? You want to make up seasons for Michael Jordan? If Michael Jordan would have played in '93 and '94, Michael Jordan probably doesn't play in '98. He probably doesn't show up in 2002 and 2003. Again, Michael Jordan could not play 1,400 NBA seasons. 1,400 games. He couldn't play 20 seasons. It was not in his ability. He couldn't do it. He did not have that ability. But the 15 seasons he played and the almost 1,100 games he played is an illustrious longevity career, more than most players in NBA history. And even if we take that and we include the playoffs, LeBron James still trumps him. He averages more rebounds, more assists. He shoots better from the field. These are all the things that LeBron James does better than Michael Jordan, even in the playoffs. He has more points than Jordan. All these things that he does, that's just 15 years. That's us reducing LeBron James by 25%. So even if we wanted to supplement some things for Michael Jordan, he just doesn't have the resume. The only thing you guys can hold to make Michael Jordan is the GOAT is the nostalgia, is the fact that he's popular, is the fact that people love Michael Jordan. He's adored. That's it. His resume is not GOAT resume. He was never the GOAT. They were making Michael Jordan the GOAT after one championship. They tried to make him the GOAT after 88. So all this idea that you have to have certain things to be considered a GOAT never applied to Michael Jordan. So now that there's a player that clearly has the greatest career in NBA history, what you do no longer matters. Now we're going to say LeBron had no impact. LeBron's impact is there. Players are thinking to play 17, 18, 19, 20 years. Kevin Durant and Stephen Curry are thinking they could play another 3-4 years because LeBron is doing it. The guy's changing everything about the game that we know. The man's been playing for over 21 years. And he's still dominant. Again, if Jordan plays 1,400 games, he doesn't average 30 points per game. He definitely averages less than 27. I'd say that for a fact. His field goal percentage won't be 49. And he's not going to.
So do the numbers. So put the numbers out there. See, that's what I'm saying.
We've done the numbers.
Like,
We've done the numbers.
We're really arguing semantics.
No, you're arguing semantics. You want to bring up fake numbers. You want to bring up fake numbers.
You're arguing semantics by bringing up his quote. Like, okay, he said that he said that it was too grueling for him, but we all know that he still came back a year and a half later while still playing the sport, even though he was ass in it. But it wasn't enough. It wasn't total enough for him to not play baseball, but it was more total on his body for him to not continue his career. So these things are semantics because we could just talk what if. Like a dude in the chat back that said, who told him to retire twice?
If you really want,
it was his choice. Now, if we're going to just say, hey, what'd you say?
No, I mean, literally was just talking what if. You literally just sat here and said, if Jordan played those 2 years, he retired. You literally were talking
he
what
made
if.
it seem like playing AAA baseball is grueling. This man was playing AAA baseball in the summertime. He was sitting in the outfield. He barely got on base. So he wasn't running. He wasn't exerting no energy. It was not tiring. It's not like playing 100 games in an NBA season. Jordan went to finals 3 years in a row, and it was grueling. It was tiring. He didn't even know how to. He started missing games. He missed 4 games in 93. He was known for playing 80-something games easily. But it was too much. He couldn't do it. Then you said he took a year and a half off. Imagine LeBron taking a year and a half off and coming back. Like, so you guys, come on, man. You guys, go ahead, Twin Man. I'm sorry.
This is one thing I don't like, Ajani. This is one thing I don't like. When people talk about the 20-year career, it's not about him playing 20 years. Robert Parrish played 20 years. Vince Carter played over 20 years. We are not considering them the GOATs of NBA basketball because they don't have the numbers. At the end of the day, it's not about how many years you played. It's about the efficiency in which you played the game, your production. LeBron James' production from the moment he stepped on the court to now has either been the same or has increased. And in certain aspects of the game, it increased. So in elimination games, his averages all go up. That's to this day. So to sit here and pretend, oh, well, if you're going by the years, he's going to outdo everybody. It's not about the amount of years. Robert Parrish isn't better than Michael Jordan numbers-wise. He played more years than Michael Jordan. Is Vince Carter better than Michael Jordan? He played more years than Michael Jordan. It's about your efficiency and the numbers you put up. Please, y'all need to really stop saying that. Well, it's because he played 5 more seasons. No, it's not about the 5 more seasons. It's about the production in which he's put out there the last 5 seasons, the entire 20 seasons. What are we talking about here?
Let me ask you this, Magi. When did Michael Jordan become the GOAT? Are you there, Magi?
Well, personally, I would feel like he became the GOAT once he won 6. That's me, because I was born in 1990.
So for you is when it was okay. So he became the title. The GOAT after the 6 championships. Okay, so after the 6 championships, that made him the GOAT. Why did you wait till the 6 championships? What did he accomplish at that time that made him the GOAT?
I was 7 years old when he won the 6th ring in 1998. So this when I say after, it's like when I really became a basketball fan is when I was 14. So we're talking 2004, 2005. So this is post LeBron entering the league.
So you
So
really
once I
can't even
started
say he's a
accumulating
GOAT because you never
history
seen him
and
play.
really watching,
Mm-hmm.
oh no, I've seen him play. Oh no, I watched him play. But when you're talking about recollecting what I used to watch at
You watched him play on the
6
Wizards?
years old, I can't. No, I watched him play on the Wizards. Yes, I definitely did.
So,
But I also I watched him play on the Bulls.
But
I
hold
watched
on,
him play in
not to
90. I
cut
watched him
you
play
off,
in 97 and 96.
but you said that you said you watched him play on the Wizards, but not to cut you off. This is what you said. You said them last 2 years don't count. You said because he took breaks. That's what you said. Them last 2 years
No,
don't count.
I didn't say they didn't count. I didn't say they didn't count. I just said
Right.
link. I said link his
He was,
career
yeah.
together.
He basically saying we got
So
to add years.
So,
Yeah. So as an
but-
example, so no, here we go. As an example, right? We did this again. We do this in GOAT James Kingdom. We attack the GOAT debate head on. There's not a word from a Michael Jordan fan that we have not heard. There's not a logic we have not heard. Twin Man can tell you this. We've been doing this for quite some time now. We did this. We gave Jordan these numbers that he said that we should give to Jordan. Now, we didn't give Jordan 93 because he retired, right? But let's just say Jordan played throughout his whole NBA career, and we kind of graded it off of what he normally averaged. As you can see, when Jordan played his 20th NBA season, he would average 15 points per game. Now, we had him averaging 28 points per game and having 40,000 points. That's giving Michael Jordan all of these years that he said that Michael Jordan missed out, to give him 20 seasons. And I guarantee you that if this was Michael Jordan's career, Magi in here would be talking about Jordan's total of 40,000 points and not his 28 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists. The only reason the totals are not what they want to talk about, because they know Jordan's totals are really not it. But like we always tell you, the same way playing longer helps your totals, playing shorter helps your averages.
No, I heard.
So, playing short. Yeah, playing shorter helps it. Playing shorter helps your averages. So when Michael Jordan doesn't, so when Michael Jordan doesn't play an extra 3, when Michael Jordan doesn't play an extra 300 games, so that his averages go down from under 30.1 points per game, then you guys can't sit here and say, because if Wilt Chamberlain is the all-time leading scorer by points per game, y'all gonna say no, but Jordan got 40,000 points. That would be what y'all would use. It's the same thing when a Kobe Bryant fan said that what if Kobe Bryant never had Shaq? Well, if he never had Shaq, he would have a bunch of stats. He would have a bunch of more recognition, but he would have less championships, and Kobe fans will be talking stats over winning. You guys are always playing the results. That's why you want to make up stuff at the end, because the results, if they're not good enough, at least let's add things. But if we added this, I guarantee you 40,000 points would be what Michael Jordan fans are talking about, and not 28 points per game. Because he definitely is not averaging 30 playing 1,400 games in his career. That's a fact. He's not going to do that.
Because I would compare the apples to apples, and once I do that, you're right, and that's why I asked. See, that's why I'm a free thinker. I'm not pigeonholed into my thought process. I can be swayed when given the information I need. So when I asked you that, that's all I needed. Provide the information to give me that. You know what I'm saying? So like that.
I got you.
Now that I can see 40,000 points, we already know once LeBron ends, LeBron clears that. We also know that LeBron's way better at assists, way better rebounder. We know that he, I would say, argumentatively is on the same when it comes to steals, just based on the numbers accumulated. But I'm pretty sure totals wise, he cleared that too, and definitely in the blocks. So with that being said, the only thing that we all know that Jordan got over LeBron is 2 3-peats.
Technically,
and one can argue.
Technically, the only thing Jordan has over LeBron James is the fact that he does have the 6 championships. He has the 6 Finals MVPs, because again, it's about what Jordan has compared to everybody else. He is the only one with 6 Finals MVPs. He's the only one with 10 scoring titles. So like these are the things that he truly has as GOAT status. Now you can name a bunch of things that make him better than LeBron. That's easy. You can do that with anybody. There's a bunch of things I can do to list why somebody's better than Jordan, but we're not talking about why Jordan is better than LeBron. We're talking about why Jordan's the GOAT, why LeBron's the GOAT. So they have to have statuses that trump everybody, not just Jordan or LeBron. So and that's the hard part with Michael Jordan fans, because at the end of the day, they want to give Jordan credit for stuff, while if somebody else did it better than Jordan, they're going to ignore that and say, well, it really doesn't matter. It's because what Jordan did, it's his impact. You see what I'm trying to say? If I tell Jordan fans, if I tell Jordan fans, Will Chamberlain averages 30.1 points per game, which is his actual average, they're going to tell me, no, he doesn't. He does. He averages 30.1. If you go to his bio on NBA.com, they will tell you his per game average for his career is 30.1, not 30.07. 30.07 doesn't exist. It's a made-up number. It's 30.1. The NBA goes by the 10th decimal. That's it. You understand what I'm trying to say? But that's the problem that you have. And like you said, you were born in the 90s. So you were born into this era of Michael Jordan being great. You were thrusted into the idea of what greatness is based on Michael Jordan. But here comes LeBron James. And now you're older and you're smart enough to understand the game. You can see how great LeBron James is. The longevity should not stop LeBron James from being the greatest player of all time. If anything, it helps bolster it because a lot of players could not do what he did. And even the ones who did still didn't do it to his level. As great as Kareem was, he wasn't as great as LeBron James in year 20. Now, he probably was as great as LeBron James at 39 because I believe in year 39, Kareem averaged like 20 points per game. But even at that, that still wasn't better than LeBron, what LeBron is doing right now. Kobe played 20 years. They act like Kobe didn't play 20 NBA seasons. Again, can we eliminate LeBron's bad seasons? Can we eliminate 2022 because he was injured? Can we eliminate 2019 because he was injured? You understand what I'm trying to say? Can we eliminate 2011 because he didn't have a team in 2011 like they do for Jordan and Kobe when Kobe didn't make the playoffs in his prime? You see what I'm trying to say? And blame the team. See what I'm saying? We don't have that luxury, Magi, to be like that. Like we don't have the luxury to be subjective with LeBron. They don't let us be subjective. We have to be objective. I have to prove everything. Like you see what I'm doing here. But ladies, listen, y'all. Dr. Magi is a Michael Jordan fan. I didn't put him in the dugout. I didn't mute him. I didn't tell him shut the fuck up. Why? Because he's having a conversation. He's talking the game. He came out and said, I'm a Jordan guy. I got Jordan as the GOAT. But he's listening, which means he wants to have a conversation. Now he's able to speak. Go ahead, brother. You can respond to me.
No,
Yeah.
it's definitely perfect.
Yeah.
Because that was like literally my thing. I'm being from, and then that's why I am from Cleveland. So I do have a spot for LeBron. I truly do.
Wait. Is that an angry spot a little bit? Like he still hurt you?
No.
Or is it like I got a spot because he brought us a championship?
No, I was one of those Cleveland fans that understood that he was leaving and why he left. Like I knew that Amari Stoudemire wanted to come here and was willing to come here in 2008, but the front office denied it because they wanted to keep J.J. Hickson. I know these things. So I know the front office was cheats and why he was going to leave. Now, when he went to Miami, I was happy because I was also a Wade fan. So I never gave LeBron gripe for leaving. I'm pro LeBron. Trust me when I say this. I've been a fan.
Man, that's all we ever asked because we all of us, these gentlemen that you see here, you see Twin Man here, you see Ishmael, you see King John, you see Ruddy, you see Dell, all of us here, Aaron's here, shout out to you, Aaron, Dante. All we want to do is just talk about LeBron James. Like we want to be able to appreciate the Olympic team. And because things like when you have players like Kevin Durant and them saying these type of things about LeBron James, it gets Zesty Jeffrey's upset. Now you're not a Zesty Jeffrey, Dr. Magi, but I'm just saying, you've talked to them, you see how they get angry. When we got great players like this talking about LeBron James, when you have coaches who's been in the league for a long time, Tyronn Lue's been in the NBA for a very long time. Steve Kerr's been in the NBA for a very long time. If I'm correct, Spoelstra was a part of the Heat since the 90s, if I'm correct. So these are guys that's been around great players, and they see the greatness in LeBron James. And we got a game Sunday, and they're going to try to root against LeBron James, all for the sake that for people like me, we can't be happy and praise LeBron James. Like you said, you can still have Michael Jordan as the GOAT and understand LeBron is great. You showing them every time. So I want to appreciate you. Thank you for doing that, Magi. Because we have too many of these guys. The only way they can make Michael Jordan look great is by talking bad about LeBron James. Brandon is a perfect example of it. He's really horrible.
Hey, go James.
Johnny.
Okay.
Hold on, wait. We gotta have one. This is why I like to bring up one at a time. This is a little bit of a different show. I'm actually gonna get up out of here, so I'm gonna let everybody get their last take. But I want to get King John's take. King John, you've been very patient. Thank you for joining me. You are one of the greatest members of GOAT James Kingdom. What you got for today's topic, sir?
Johnny, it's funny that you got somebody from Cleveland who believes Jordan to go, and you got somebody from Chicago who believes LeBron to go. That's crazy.
Only here on GOAT James Kingdom, y'all. On FYF Sports Debate and GOAT James Kingdom. Y'all go ahead and follow us. We're on all these platforms: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, Discord. Shout out to Lamont and everybody on FYF. Y'all make sure to subscribe to the channel. Check out the GOAT James Kingdom membership and also the FYF membership. But go ahead, John.
Yeah, I listen to everybody. I don't like the disrespect Scottie Pippen got today from people. Because in real time, Scottie was getting a lot of love here, and we knew what he was appreciated here. In the newspaper, in the Sun-Times, and the Tribune, they gave Scottie love. And when I debate people all the time, when they talk about Jordan and the Bulls from back then, and they killed Scottie, I know you didn't watch Scottie. I know you looking at the way his game, his points per average is 16.6 for his career, but you're not paying attention to the 90s. He was averaging 20. He was a great player for the Bulls. He means a lot to the Bulls. What he did on the defensive side of the court was amazing. And the one thing I can appreciate Twin Man, he knows for a fact it is because he's from New York and we used to kill them. So he know about Scottie. So I just like one thing I do not like for a fact is the people don't know who Scottie Pippen really was.
Twin Man say, "I take that bullet." Twin Man say, "I take that bullet."
Yeah, but I don't like disrespect for Scottie Pippen, and it kills me as a Bulls fan, and I don't understand it. So, and that's all I have to say. I can't wait to Sunday.
Hold on, wait. You heard what this guy just said. I think I just put the comment. Let me make sure I put the comment.
Oh my God, man! Why is he doing this?
You heard what he said, right? He said Scottie Pippen never averaged 20 points per game during the Bulls list run. Let's go ahead and double check.
1991. Like, what the hell is he talking about, bro? 1993 in the playoffs.
Scottie Pippen averaged 21.6 points per game in the 91 playoff run.
Like, what are you talking about, man?
He averaged 20 points per game in the 93 playoff run. Scottie Pippen did it twice. And throughout the playoff runs between 1993 and 1991, Scottie Pippen averaged 20.3 points per game during that run. And
I wasn't even alive, man. I wasn't even alive, and then I know that. Like, what are you talking about?
So
you
listen,
just be saying stuff. Oh, I meant 96, 97, 98. That's what I meant. Shut up.
So listen, Ishmael. I've already told you. I'm not listening to another word Brandon said because for one, he'll start by sitting here saying Jordan was the greatest floor raiser and he made all his teammates better, but then everybody sucked under the sun. This is the same dude who sat here and said the East when Jordan played was trash, and then in the next breath will sit here and say the East was the toughest in the 90s.
Wait.
We already know he's gonna double talk in every take he has. There's no point in listening to this dude. Anybody knows Scottie Pippen averaged 20 in at least 2 playoff series. It's not hard to look these things up. Don't argue. You can't fix stupid. You can't. Stop trying to do this.
Like, what is his point on all? Well, he has no point. The point is to diminish every player that Michael Jordan played with, and diminish LeBron James' entire career, but then come up with a hogwash criteria on Jordan's the GOAT and have no explanation. Have no consistency. He sounds so sincere on all his takes, at the same time contradict and move the goalposts. Like, what can you say something that is actually consistent for once? Something that is actually an intelligent dialogue?
Well, hold on, wait. Let's do this. Let's do this. The Miami Heat of 1996 did not have a 20-point per game score. So what does it matter if Scottie Pippen only averages less than 20 points? The team that they're playing with doesn't even have a 20-point per game score. Let's go to the New York Knicks. The next round. They only had one 20-point per game scorer in Patrick Ewing. The next score averaged less than 14 points per game. So what does it matter if Scottie Pippen is not averaging 20 points? Because who they're playing against don't have a bunch of 20-point per game score. Let's go to the Orlando Magics, which they did have 2 20-point per game scorers because they had Shaq and Anthony Hardaway. But after that, nobody else averaged double figures on that team during that series. So only Anthony Hardaway and Shaq was able to score for the Orlando Magic. So that's only that's 3 20-point per game scores in 3 playoff series in the East. They claim was so difficult and so tough, right? Then let's go to the Supersonics, and against the Chicago Bulls, here it is right here, 20-point per game score, only one Scottie Pippen. Sean Kemp. So what's the purpose if the players that the team that they're playing with doesn't have a 20-point per game scorer? They don't have 2 20-point per game scorers. Like this guy, and why do those stats matter? But then LeBron James stats don't matter versus LeBron James and Jordan.
I'm gonna tell you why it matters, Ajani. It matters because Dwayne Wade was giving you buckets, Anthony Davis was giving you buckets, Kyrie was giving you buckets. They try to sit here and they try to make it seem like because in today's NBA, where your second option has to put up buckets, they don't want to talk about the context of today's NBA. You see what I'm saying? In today's NBA, your second, third, and even fourth option can give you buckets. Whereas in the 90s, you had your number one option and you had your go-alongs.
Yeah,
if the go-alongs gave you more than 12 points, that was a plus. They don't want to admit that, Johnny. Let's keep this real. That's why he always mentions that dumbass point. Because he wants to sit here and say, well, LeBron James had all this help with D Wade and Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant and Anthony Davis.
Because the standard is put up with Jordan. Is Jordan's career is the standard.
Different today.
This is the funniest shit about them. This is why you are Zesty Jeffries. The man says, I cook the panel so badly they can't even debate me when I'm on the panel. You don't let no one speak. There is no debate if there's no back and forth, Brandon. The only time you allow someone to actually speak during the conversation that you have with them is when they kick you off. There is not one platform I see you on where you let people talk. You always interject. You always say the same shit. And even when we debunk what you say, all you said was, I didn't say that. When we clearly hear what you said. Like, you guys got to
pointed out
this.
all the controversy he had in this conversation today.
Just like Mr. Diesel King NPR. You're safe in the comments, my friend. It's not my fault that your knee pads are worn out talking LeBron James, and now you're mad GOAT James Kingdom exists, and we talk LeBron James better than you. Like, I don't get what your problem is. The link is available for you. You want me, I'm here. But you can just stay safe in the comments.
Yep. My thing is I'm actually disappointed right now because I thought he would have a better criteria than that. I really thought that he was going to come up with something reasonable, but he said a bunch of hogwash.
Here we go.
That's the crazy thing.
Here we go. I'm being hypocritical. Can somebody please tell me where I'm being hypocritical at?
Johnny.
They never first of all, they don't even let me say what I got to say. They put words in my mouth. Y'all see it all the time. They legitimately say things that I'd never said. They do it all the time. They do it all the time. I keep telling y'all, we use stats, accolades, and achievements. Achievements are milestones and records. Mm-hmm. That's what we use. We don't use narratives. We don't use impact. We don't use vague terms that have no definition and don't have nothing to back it up with. So when we talk the stats, we talk about everything that revolves around basketball, which is stat. That's your impact. What you do on the court, they're stats. Your accolades are the awards and honors you got because of your stats. Do you think Michael Jordan getting 5 MVPs, not averaging 30-something points per game? Do you think Michael Jordan was going to get that doing 15 points per game? No. Stats is what gets you your accolades and achievements. And your milestone shows how great you were for a very long time, which is very important. Because if that's the case, Gilbert Arenas is the top 20 player in NBA history. If we're not going to talk about longevity, we're just going to talk about how great you was for the little short time that you were great. He averaged more points than Scottie Pippen. He averaged more points than Tim Duncan. He averaged more points than Tracy McGrady. You were talking about averages, right? So, again, you guys don't want to talk the game of basketball. That's what today's show was about. I knew this was going to happen. Brandon started it. Shout out to you, Brandon. It was a good job by you doing that. But at the end of the day, you guys, all you do is lie, and then you call me a hypocrite. You talk about me. Why are you talking about me? Talk about the information I provide.
Yeah, it makes no sense, bro. You literally came up here, starting it off, talking about the lineups they need to put in. I haven't seen one person come up here and debunk that. The only thing I will say on that is in your starting lineup, I would change out Tyrese Halliburton for Drew Holiday. I'd say that. I believe Drew Holiday is a good enough facilitator. I think he provides better defense in that starting lineup, and he's still a great facilitator. And he's, in my opinion, a better rebounder than Tyrese Halliburton, and will provide better defense.
The reason I have Halliburton,
I think Tyrese. I think either way you're good. But if you put Drew Holiday in that starting lineup, that lineup would be fire.
Yeah, no, listen, it's true. Like they said, let Brandon cook. Bro, Brandon's been the one that's been allowed to cook more than anybody besides me.
Exactly.
What are they talking about? And that's why I let him go. I even tell him, "Are you done?" We got this recorded. This is why I do this on live, recorded, so that I can even clip this. The only reason I haven't clipped this because Brandon's not worth the time. He does this on every platform he goes on. You didn't cook nothing. I
Brandon,
cooked you on everything that you said.
Entire time he
Bro,
was
try
up
to
here.
shit on Scottie
Literally
Pippen.
double talk the entire
All
time
you
he
did
was up
was
here.
all you
didn't
did was
even boil
lie
water.
about Scottie Pippen. Again, these are the finals runs right here. Scottie Pippen had more rebounds, assists, blocks, steals than Michael Jordan. He averaged more rebounds, assists, blocks, and steals than Michael Jordan. The only reason he didn't average 32 points per game was because Michael Jordan was taking 25 shots per game, while Scottie Pippen was taking 19 shots per game. If you give Scottie Pippen if you give Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan both 20 shots, I guarantee you Scottie Pippen averages the same amount of points Michael Jordan averages. Guarantee you.
Bro, can I say this? Can I say this right quick?
Go ahead, Ruddy. You've been real patient. Go ahead, Ruddy.
Can I say this? He tried to shit on Scottie Pippen, right? In the 1993-1994 season, Scottie Pippen was the leading vote getter for All NBA First Team and All NBA First Defensive Team, right? Defensive First Team. He ranked 8th in the league in scoring, 22 points per game, 23rd in rebounding, 8.7 rebounds per game, 19th in assists, 5.6 assists per game, and 2nd in steals. He was a steal away from winning the steals title. Then he had 3. He finished 3rd in MVP voting and 4th in Defensive Player of the Year voting. He won 55 games and he swept the Cavaliers in the first round. This dude is full of. He's always capping, making it seem like Scottie Pippen wasn't a top 5 to top 3 player in 1993, 1994. He was one of the best players in the NBA when he didn't have Jordan there holding him back. They don't want to talk about stuff like that. He only wants to cook up certain little, in the finals run and he wasn't this and he didn't do this and he scored this. No, stop it. Scottie Pippen was one
This
of
is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do.
Right.
I'm gonna bring Brandon up, but Brandon can only answer my
God.
question. I just want him to answer my question. He has to answer all my questions. And if you don't answer my questions, I will throw you in the fucking dugout. I will throw you in the dugout.
No, he's not going to answer your
Can
question.
I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say, it's crazy how they always talk about Pippen, right? But Pippen took the Bulls further with no Jordan, while Kukoc was his best teammate, averaging less than 15 points, I think. And meanwhile, Jordan had a super team in 1985 because the Bulls had Jordan 28 points per game, Woolridge 22 points per game, Daly 16 points per game, Steve Johnson 10 points per game. In 1986, the Bulls had Jordan 22 points per game, Woolridge 20 points per game, Daly 16 points per game, Gervin 16 points per game, and Green 13 points per game. And Jordan got swept in the motherfucking first round. So all these motherfuckers, man.
You brought up Aaron. You brought up a great point. Wait a minute. You brought up a great point. Kukoc was a rookie in '94.
A rookie,
averaging less than 15. And Jordan couldn't get the Bulls anywhere near without Scottie Pippen any one of those years, even in Washington. That's a great point by you.
With a better team. You had Gervin. I want them to name me one LeBron teammate that won four scoring titles like Gervin. Since they always want to say that LeBron had all these All-Stars, right? So if he had all these All-Stars, they mentioned fucking Derrick Rose, Shaq, Ben Wallace. I'm like, what the fuck? All right, so you want to play a game?
They neglect to mention that these players were at the end of their careers when LeBron got them. He had Shaq. He had washed up Shaq. He didn't have Orlando Shaq. He didn't have Lakers Shaq. He didn't have Chicago Bulls D Rose.
KG the next year. Well, no, not 2 years later. KG and them had Shaq. They don't call that Boston team anything. By then, Shaq was completely worn out. Then, right? You see what I'm trying to say? Shaq was on that 2011 Boston team. You were cooking right there, Aaron. Let Lamont came back up. What you got to say, Lamont, right quick? Because I know you want to get in on Brandon because Brandon's.
No, it was just real quick. Because I heard somebody talking about the USA thing, and I wanted to talk about that. Oh, real quick about George Gervin. The year before he joined the Bulls, he was an All-Star.
and he averaged 20 points per game. And when people up here were saying that Jordan is a right, everybody around him, he elevates all these guys around him. George Gervin got worse when he played with Jordan. And he was just an all-star the year before. So, again, keep that in mind when people try to pretend as if Jordan didn't play with good players. It didn't work out with George Gervin, primarily because Jordan came out and said in his book, and I got the statement, Jordan came out and said there were a few guys on that team, including George Gervin, that he just could not play with because his exact words were they took his fire. They did what he did. He wanted to be the only guy that could score. So we kill that right there. But the USA team, I liked your concepts about the rotations. My thing is, I think the hardest thing that the USA staff has to figure out is they need to figure out who isn't going to play. Because like this past year when I coached my team, and we obviously won it all, the hardest thing I had to do was I had to tell at least 5 really good players, you not playing. And I said, look, I want to play everybody, but I said for us to win it all, I have to cut this rotation down to 7 to 8 guys. And I had a team of 15 players. I brought 15 with me to nationals. So I think this team, Steve Kernan, they need to mold out an identity by basically just saying, look, y'all are all great players, but this is our 7 to 8 man rotation. If you start blowing somebody out and we get up big, we'll go a little bit deeper. But this is the rotation that we need to go with, and that's what I think they need to do. And I just think that when you start playing favorites, like it looks like they might have promised some things to Joel Embiid to get him on the team,
Right.
and that's why they're starting him. And so, but the thing is, once you start promising stuff like that, it's hard to go back on it. Even though Anthony Davis is clear cut the best number 5 option on this team, so I think that's the dilemma that they're faced with. But I like the concept of the rotations. I just think that, man, to be a championship team, to be a gold medal team, you just got to cut that rotation down to about 7 guys and just go map out an identity and go win
Play
it.
the matchups, Lamont. What do you think about that? Play the matchups.
No, you don't play matchups.
Play the
Nah,
matchups.
not playing matchup. No. This is what I was thinking, Lamont. This is what I was thinking, right? Because the players that you start don't necessarily have to play the most minutes, right? These are just the guys that you want to start the game with. It's just the flow of the game. So I had Embiid, Derek White, KD, and Halliburton, those 4 guys playing minimum minutes at best. They're not, they'll get on the floor, but they're not going to get that much minutes. The core guys will get more of the real minutes. I just wanted to bring these, like you said, I know the politics with Embiid, just like Curry with Curry. And obviously I say Halliburton because I think that, again, like you said, you need a team. So you need that ball facilitator, the guy that's not trying to demand shots, that's not trying to look for his shot, like a Halliburton, and you can have that. That's why I say that, but they wouldn't play more than 10, 15 minutes, to be honest with you. So that would be my idea, but they would just start the game for me, because at the end of the day, what I'm going to do to close out the game, like I told everybody, I'm bringing these guys to close out the game. These are the guys that's going to end the game for me right here when we need everything. So that's what I was thinking.
No, I love that closing lineup. That closing lineup is elite. But like I said, unless like my thing was, I would just be able to tell everybody, look, unless we just completely blowing the team out, these are the top 8 guys. And I think that Halliburton, I agree, there are no other on-ball playmakers. Like there's no other facilitators on this team other than Halliburton. You have to use them. For the fact that they're not using them, it's kind of crazy, especially when you watch them play and they can't function without a playmaker on the court. When LeBron gets off the court, they just can't function, and it's because they have no playmaker. So you are right, man. I like it, and nobody's really talking about it to this degree, kind of breaking down rotations and what they think might work. Because, like I say, I want to see them win it. I'm not trying to sit here and poo-poo on them, hoping they lose.
Lamont, you know why, Lamont? Because we are saturated with Zesty Jeffreys in the basketball world, and they don't know what to do. They're stuck in limbo. They don't know if it's LeBron's, LeBum, LeFlop, or Go USA. They don't know what to do. They don't even want to give us advice on how to help the USA team win. Because
how you come up with these graphics?
Because again, we are GOAT James Kingdom. I keep telling y'all. This is GOAT James Kingdom. This is what we do best, man. This is what we do best, man. Because remember, the eye test is important, Lamont. The eye test is important. So we can't just always just throw words at them. They're not that smart. Words is not that good for them. Unless it's Nike or $2.99 off on some Jordans. If it's not J's 11, 13s and shit like that, they're not good with words. So you gotta help them with visuals. That's how they were able to go spend money on J's and do it. Remember, Zesty Jeffreys are criminals, deadbeat fathers. And that's what they are. That is what they are. They don't understand the game of. Listen, they don't understand the game of basketball. They can never break down the game to us because, like you said, how come no one said, "Hey, let's see what the USA team could do"? Because Lamont, we talked about how those other teams are teams. They all know their roles. When Schroeder's over there looking like Schroeder don't get to look like that in the NBA. But he knows when he's playing with Germany, he can be that Schroeder that he knows that he can be because that's the actual team. That's what the team needs. You see what I'm saying? Like they have a position and everybody knows their role. The USA team is just like I said, you just throw a bunch of stars together, which is what Zesty Jeffrey thinks that's all it takes to win. Hey, you guys, all these guys, you should just win. They don't know how to coach Lamont. They don't know how to drop a play. They don't know how to do a rotation. They don't know if some guy's tired. They don't know nothing. They don't know how to read personalities. None of this stuff.
A lot of them know how to. A lot of them know how to climb trees, though.
But that's what I'm saying.
A lot of them know how to climb trees for better Wi-Fi signal.
I'm gonna let y'all cook. I'm gonna hop out.
I appreciate it, Lamont. Thank you. Listen, I'm actually gonna get up out of here because Brandon is here. I'm gonna let y'all go because I want to have this one-on-one with Brandon before I get up out of here. So I want to thank you, gentlemen. I'm gonna bring up Brandon, and Brandon and I will finish this show. Let me get your last word, Ishmael, because you are GOAT James Kingdom. Any last words, brother? Remember.
I know Brandon's going to comment on this, but this just showed me today a lot of guys don't really have any like criteria, or they just make up things as they go as why somebody has a go. And it was a lot. He said a lot of hogwash takes that didn't make any sense or went in further detail. It just sounded like his premise is, even if it's not true or if it is true, his premise is that LeBron has more failures than Jordan. Jordan went through more adversity because it was 1-on-5 in the 80s. And Scottie Pippen sucked, and LeBron James had and LeBron James had better scores. There were no number one options on different teams, and that's why Jordan's the GOAT, because he's clutch and he's perfect and no failures at all. LeBron has more failures. Like, that's just such an unhealthy conversation. Like, who the heck wants to do that? And that's his premise. And a lot of it's not true. And like I said, a lot of what he said was hogwash. I'm sorry That's just Skip Bayless produces people like that. And so that's what happens. You get people like that. That's terrible. Anyway, I want to thank you, Ajani, for letting me share. Appreciate it. It was a good show. LeBron James is the GOAT. That's all I got to say.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you, Ishmael. Ishmael is a GOAT James Kingdom member. Thank you for your support, man. I always appreciate you guys. Go ahead and check out the membership in both FYF Sports Debate and the GOAT James Kingdom platform. While you're doing that, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit that ring notification so you'll know when we go live, because obviously we go live every Sunday noon and every Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on GOAT James Kingdom and FYF. But also FYF have a slew of programs and shows to watch throughout the week, which we know Lamont does this thing and everybody else does this thing. But we have Brandon Katz up here. Brandon, I brought you up here because I am giving you a Q&A. You don't get a chance to sit here and spew your nonsense. I want to ask you a question and I need some answers. So are you ready for that?
I was asked that question before, and when I answered, you muted me. So I don't care.
That was somebody else. That was somebody else. So now I'm going to ask you this. Why during the NBA Finals runs for the Chicago Bulls during the whole 6 runs, all 6 seasons, did Scottie Pippen average more rebounds, assists, blocks, and steals than Michael Jordan?
Because that was his role on the team. And the other thing, it's interesting, when you put that chart up, if you add all of Jordan's steals, blocks, assists, rebounds, and points, and you add all of Scottie Pippen's steals, blocks, assists, rebounds, and points, Jordan is far ahead of him. Jordan has more MVPs, more first all defensive teams, more scoring titles, and more championships than LeBron. There is no criteria that has LeBron ahead of Jordan. You can't compare stats from different eras. Nobody plays defense in LeBron's era. Again, Jordan has more first team all defensive teams, more MVPs, more titles, more
Again,
more
I'm
NBA titles.
I'm not here to let you go on your soliloquy. You
more
answer
NBA titles and
again, I'm not going to let you go on your rant. So you said that Scottie Pippen's role was to be the rebounder, assists, blocks, and steals. So you're telling me the only role Michael Jordan had for the Chicago Bulls was to be a scorer?
No, because if you don't, when you look at the stat you put up, Jordan had more assists. Jordan had more assists in all, Jordan had more assists and steals than Pippen. If you look at all their postseasons together,
No,
you're just
we're
looking
talking
at
about
the
the
six.
No, because that's what you want to talk about. You want to talk about the 6 finals run.
No, I'm talking about the totality.
Yeah, we're not talking about when they went. What's the total?
I'll ask you a question.
If we look at the totality, Scottie Pippen averaged more rebounds and more blocks than Jordan. That was in the total. That's why they played together during the postseason. But in reality, Scottie Pippen has more than all of that than Jordan and for their careers. So why is Scottie Pippen better than every category besides points in the playoffs versus Jordan in their careers?
Because almost every championship team has defined roles. So because Jordan had to carry Pippen in the fourth quarter because Pippen wasn't a very consistent shooter, Jordan would preserve energy and save his best for the fourth quarter when he's the best clutch scorer, not just in NBA history, but in the history of professional sports. So Jordan was not going to waste energy with rebounds or others. No. You asked me a question. Let me finish. What I'm saying is Jordan wasn't going to waste time with things that other role players could do because he had to save his energy to close in the fourth quarter. Because since Pippen was not a good shooter, Jordan had to bail Pippen's ass out repeatedly. Pippen was not that. Pippen was very inconsistent offensively. The Bulls' final 3 title runs, he was having back issues, and Jordan still carried. The fact that Jordan won a title the final 3 years when Pippen was having back issues, Pippen's back was basically broken down in the finals in '98, and Jordan still carried, won the series, finals MVP, hit the game-winning shot.
Okay, so now all those were basically lies. Here we go. So now we have this.
You guys just say that. You don't.
You didn't prove nothing. You didn't prove Jordan's the most clutch. You keep saying that. But here goes games where he was way more clutch than Michael Jordan. He was way more efficient than Michael Jordan. You keep bringing up lies when we showing you games where Scottie Pippen was way much more efficient than Michael Jordan. He was shooting better than Michael Jordan. You keep bringing up the finals. I have the 97 finals here, game 1. Scottie went 11 of 19. Jordan was 13 of 27. There's a game 2 in 1998. Scottie went 7 of 13. Jordan was 14 of 33. There's a bunch of games we have here. So I ask you again, why are you lying on Scottie Pippen's name when Scottie Pippen clearly helped the Chicago Bulls win championship after championship?
Scottie Pippen never once shot better than 41% from the field his final 3 years. Now, his rebounding and defense absolutely had an impact, but he was a very inconsistent offensive player in his prime, and he was having, again, significant back injuries the final 3 years of his career in Chicago. And I'll ask you a question. Name one series in Jordan and Pippen's career together where Pippen was the better player for the whole series. Name one.
Again, you're asking me to name.
Cooked.
No, you're not.
I can name series LeBron was.
Again, you keep asking me to name series where Scottie Pippen outplayed Michael Jordan. We have them. You won't accept it because you're going to say Michael Jordan outscored him, which is basically saying Michael Jordan just outshot him. When I'm showing you here throughout their finals runs that Scottie Pippen was doing more than Jordan. This is it right here. I got 6 playoff series of Scottie Pippen outplaying Michael Jordan. What are you talking about?
Well, give me the series. Give me the series. Pippen was better than Jordan. Give me the series. Don't say I have stats, I have this, I have that. Give me the series. Give me the team, or give me the year, or shut the fuck up. Give me the series.
Listen, I'm not going to shut the fuck up because I'm going to keep proving you wrong.
Give me the series. Give me the. You're not a politician. Give me the series. Give me the series.
I gave you.
No,
the
you
series
didn't. You
for
put
Michael
games
Jordan.
up.
We gave you
Put the series up.
We put up
You
the
put games
1993
up.
series,
Put the
the
series up.
1993 Knicks, the 1996 series. I mean, 1993 versus the Knicks. Scottie Pippen was the man who won that series for them. That's the point. You don't want to admit that. You're going to talk about Jordan scoring points, but you're not going to talk about Scottie Pippen doing everything else. Jordan scoring more points don't mean he outplayed him. You're going to talk about Scottie Pippen's shooting efficiency as if Jordan never shot
let's
back.
talk about that series against the Knicks.
No, we're not going to talk about that series. We're going to talk about what I want to talk about because it's my show, and this is what we're going to do.
Jordan had
I'm going to ask
4 points per game.
Again, I'm going to prove to you why Scottie Pippen was better than Michael Jordan. I ask you again, how come Michael Jordan was only able to beat teams when he had better records versus them? Why he can never beat no teams that had better records than him? Why is Michael Jordan under 500 versus teams that have better records than him? LeBron James has beaten more teams with better records than him than Jordan has actually played against. Why is that the case?
Because LeBron played on much better teams for most of his career than Jordan did in 1989.
All these teams that LeBron James beat had a better record than LeBron James's team. So don't bring up the LeBron James team was better. He's not facing the same teams Jordan faced. He's facing tougher competition. If all these teams that LeBron James were better, then all these teams were better than LeBron James's teams. So why did Jordan not beat as much teams as LeBron James beat that were better than his team, that had better records?
Because when Jordan was losing in the 80s, like you brought up the teams that Jordan was losing to in the 80s, like that casual idiot who was asking me a question about why Jordan struggled against Danny Ainge. First of all, when George Gervin was on the Bulls, that was his last year in the NBA. He was broken down. He was injured. Like Lamont's just lying blatantly about that. But when Jordan played these all-time great teams in the 80s, he had no roster. The second best player was 13 point a game, Sam Vincent. And when you look at LeBron, every single team LeBron beat, for the most part, he had a super team. He had a super team in 2011. He had a super team in 2012. And he had loaded elite teams every other year, too. Jordan never had a teammate as good as Dwayne Wade, Anthony either, or even prime Kyrie, when Kyrie's best years in Cleveland were better than Pippen's best years. But Jordan never had a player as good as prime Anthony Davis or prime Dwayne Wade. And you can't name a single team.
I'm done. You're lying. Tell me the players that LeBron James has played with that have this resume. Tell me and show me the players that LeBron James had as a teammate that has this resume. This is what Scottie Pippen resumes is. There's only 8 other players who done what Scottie Pippen has done for their career. Show me the player that LeBron James played with that did this for their career, like Scottie Pippen.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Who's better, Scottie Pippen or Anthony Davis?
Scottie Pippen.
Who's better?
Scottie
Pippen. Come on. Come on. That's fucking criminal.
Say another motherfucking word and this shit is over. And I ain't playing, nigga. Sit your ass down.
I don't give a fuck what you think, Brandon. I can prove it. I can prove it. I can prove it. Anthony Davis does not have 9 all-defensive selections throughout any era. He has less all-defensive selections than LeBron James. Anthony Davis is nowhere near as good as Scottie Pippen. If you take Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving's career together, that's how you make him better than Scottie Pippen. They're not better than Scottie Pippen. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? All you guys do is lie. You never bring up the reality, the truth. I asked you a simple question. I asked you a very simple question. I asked you to show me the player that LeBron James played with that has this on his resume. Matter of fact, can you tell me how many times LeBron James played with a teammate that made the All-NBA and the All-Defensive team in the same year?
First of all, Michael Jordan averaged more points, rebounds, and assists in 93 against the
question, Brandon.
You blatantly lied about Pippen being better than Jordan in that 93 series.
Brandon,
but Dwayne Wade and
Anthony, I said you were going to bring up points. I already said you were going to bring up points because you don't want to talk about nothing else. We already mentioned that Scottie Pippen did everything else. Why are you expecting Scottie to outscore Jordan when you say that's what Jordan's supposed to do? Why are you keep bringing up the points when Scottie Pippen didn't shoot like Michael Jordan? He didn't have time. He didn't have the ball in his hand like that. You said Scottie Pippen had to do everything else. He was conserving his energy. He didn't have time to shoot the ball like Michael Jordan because he was conserving his energy. You keep lying on GOAT James Kingdom. And this is why you get exposed by the exposer. This is why you get put in the dugout. Because when Scottie Pippen was the player of the game and Michael Jordan's first playoff series win, you're not going to give him his credit when he's the reason why the Bulls are making runs. All you do is lie. I keep bringing up facts about Scottie Pippen. You say Dwayne Wade. This is Scottie Pippen and Dwayne Wade's career right here. What makes Dwayne Wade better than Scottie Pippen? Where? Dwayne Wade shoots 48%. Scottie shoots 47%. So are you telling me Dwayne Wade was a bad shooter like Scottie?
Wait, but okay, so I'll respond directly to you. So first of all, in the 93 series against the Knicks.
Answer the question. Is Dwayne Wade's 48% shooting mean that he's a bad shooter because it's only 1% better than Scottie Pippen?
No, because Wade's last couple years in the NBA.
His three-point shooting. Dwayne Wade doesn't shoot as good as the Scottie Pippen from the three-point land. Does that mean Dwayne Wade is a bad shooter just like Scottie Pippen?
So if I replace Wade in 06 with Pippen, do the Heat win the title, yes or no?
Yes.
Oh my God, just close the fucking stream down.
This is what they do, ladies and gentlemen. They bring up hypotheticals, then get mad at my response to a hypothetical question. You can't prove me wrong. You put 94, 93, 95, 96 Scottie Pippen on the 2006 Miami Heat. They're winning a championship. Again, that Miami Heat team was built around Shaquille O'Neal, not around Dwayne Wade. Because when Shaquille O'Neal bounced, the Heat had the worst record in the NBA. Where was this Dwayne Wade then? Scottie Pippen never played on a team that had the worst record in the NBA in his prime. Never. Never. Dwayne Wade had the worst record in the NBA in 2008 with the Miami Heat. And don't bring up that he was injured. He played 50-something games. They still had the worst record almost in NBA history in 2008. What are we talking about here? All you guys do is lie. Scottie Pippen is that man. Dwayne Wade doesn't have this resume. Dwayne Wade does not have 10 all-defensive selections. Dwayne Wade's not top 5 in any category. Scottie Pippen is a top 5 in all defensive selections. Scottie Pippen has an all-star MVP, all-star game MVP. He has a steals title. He has 6 NBA championships. The only thing Dwayne Wade has over Scottie Pippen is the fact that he made more all-star games. And that's because there's more stars in today's NBA than there was back in the 90s. But Scottie Pippen made seven all-stars throughout the 90s. That's great. You're not going to find somebody with 7 all-stars you're going to call a horrible player. Not one player in NBA history who has 7 all-stars is going to be considered a bad player. 7 all-NBAs. So you trying to tell me Scottie Pippen has 7 more all-defensive selections over Dwayne Wade? 7 more all-defensive selections. 3 more championships than Dwayne Wade. Went to the finals more than Dwayne Wade. He has better numbers than Dwayne Wade. His career is better than Dwayne Wade's career. He's not cooking shit. He's a liar. He said talk about their game. Scottie Pippen could do everything Dwayne Wade could do on the basketball court. The only difference is that Dwayne Wade was taking 18 shots per game. Scottie Pippen was taking 13. That's the difference. That's the only difference. Scottie Pippen shoots better from the three-point land than Dwayne Wade does. What are you guys talking about? You guys don't want to give Scottie Pippen his props because Dwayne Wade never did none of this. I just showed you the numbers with Dwayne Wade and LeBron James. He wasn't doing what Scottie Pippen was doing. He wasn't doing this. He wasn't doing this. Dwayne Wade wasn't doing this. Dwayne Wade never made the Heat a super team like the Bulls were a super team. Never. Never. Even here in 2011, look how many teams the Miami Heat had to play that had a better record than them. 3 out of the 4 years, the Heat didn't even have the best record. Look how many games Michael Jordan is playing against teams that don't have a better record than his team. And it's only 2 seasons. So out of the 10 seasons he's played with Scottie Pippen, the Bulls have basically played against were the better team majority of the time. And Jordan still choked series. Because we already showed you Jordan choking series. We showed you all the lies. How Jordan couldn't perform when it mattered the most. He keeps blaming Jordan's teammates for Jordan losing, which means that it's Jordan's teammates is why they win, not Jordan. Those are all facts, and all Brandon did was lie. And I'm not going to let him keep lying because I'm gonna get out of here. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my evening. I'm going to get the hell up out of here because I don't got time to keep proving him wrong. He won't answer my questions. He won't do nothing. He won't prove anything that he says. There is no way to prove if Scottie Pippen could win a championship on the Heat or not. There's no way. If a matter of fact, if Dwayne Wade was on the Bulls, they don't win 6 championships because Dwayne Wade's not going to score. And Dwayne Wade's not going to be the elite all-around player like Scottie Pippen is. So what is Dwayne Wade's role playing with Michael Jordan? Pass the ball to Jordan, let him shoot? He's definitely not going to shoot because Jordan's shooting. So what is Dwayne Wade's role? Dwayne Wade can score with LeBron because LeBron passes. LeBron allows his teammates to score. He understands he needs his teammates to win. Jordan never understood that. So Brandon didn't cook shit. He got cooked like he cooked, like I could cook him every Friday.
You have now been exposed by the exposer.
But I'm going to get the hell up out of here. And like I told y'all, y'all know what to do. Y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, become a member of the channel. We are the GOAT James Kingdom platform. We go live every Sunday noon. We go live every Friday night right here on the FYF Sports Debate and the GOAT James Kingdom platform. But go check out our GOAT James Kingdom membership. We got 3 different tiers. There's different perks for you guys. Become a member of the channel, and you support what we do here. And we're going to continue to expose Zesty Jeffreys left and right. Because, Brandon, you're a liar. But we go live every Sunday, Brandon. If you really want to smoke, Brandon, come on Sunday. Come on Sunday show where Brandon and I go live, and you guys can catch us noon Eastern time on the GOAT James Kingdom show with the exposer and the sports analyst. And we have other people that show up. It's a more of an open panel. It's not like this right here. This is one-on-one. I do this to have one-on-ones versus people. But you cowards are safe in the comments. Like I always tell you guys, you're always going to be safe in the comments. But I'm the exposer, and I'm going to be back next Friday night doing the same shit, exposing Zesty Jeffreys. I already proved today that they'd rather watch the USA team lose than to actually root for LeBron James and the USA team win. Because you's a fuck nigga. Every last one of you.
Zesty Jeffreys.
That's what you are. That's what you always going to be. But here on GOAT James Kingdom, we talk the game like none other. We don't sit here and lie about shit. So when y'all get a chance, y'all go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, become a member of the channel. Let everybody know that the GOAT James Kingdom platform ain't going nowhere. Ajani ain't going nowhere. And this has been another great Friday night exposure with the exposer.
You have now been exposed by the exposer.
If you're a basketball fan and you're tired of basketball shows that talk about fake narratives and using non-basketball terms like killer instinct, playoff translation, gravity, come to GOAT James Kingdom.